Good evening. Welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse. Joe Brett,
going on?
son,
Hey.
you're making my blood pressure go up.
Making him nervous.
You're making me nervous over here.
I sit down. I said, "Oh damn, it's 7:01." Hey, turn my camera on.
Oh man, what
I
a
see the nice usefulness of your 2-minute intro. Thank you. Jay.
yeah. It helps you get ready. Well, while we're waiting on Joe Brett to finish his preparations, I would like to say that the Texas grid, we are doing well. We're in green conditions, so we're not going to have another repeat of the last time around where Texas grid shut down. So right. So they did call for conservation, but so far so good.
Yeah, that's what they say around here.
Got it.
I was about to ask. Right. No, that means fire up the Maratron.
Yeah, they done put out two Facebook posts today. I said, I'm telling y'all, you better get your blankets out, or we all gonna be in the cold.
Yeah,
Well, they're having a barbecue.
Beat the peak.
Folks sitting around the house, ice outside, and they trying to be shorts and short sleeve with the heater compensating. Man, turn that stuff down. Get you some clothes on.
Right. Use all them blankets you got for Christmas.
I just paid my power bill too, man. If I start rolling blackouts because people wouldn't turn down the heater,
I'm going to be upset. Jesse says, "Where in the world is Shane tonight?" I'm at home, man. This is the house.
You see the Texas flag?
See that? Texas flag, and it doesn't look like this anymore. It was the day before yesterday. We had a little sneezing of snow on the ground. Other than that, it was pretty. We didn't even get any ice. I was kind of let down. Now, the lake down for me.
How about 48 here?
Oh man, it's a heat wave. It's 24 degrees here.
It's supposed to get down like that tonight. So
yeah, I think we're supposed to get above freezing finally on Wednesday.
Get above freezing.
Yeah.
See, that's why I live in the South, my friend.
I'm further south than you.
I know you are.
We just got Canada decided to take a poo on Texas with all their cold air, so you have to deal with that for a few. We'll send it y'all's way. Y'all have fun with that.
No.
Joe Brett, y'all got snow in Mississippi too, didn't you?
Mainly sleet. You know, there was a few snowflakes mixed in there, but yeah. You seen the video of us riding a scooter earlier today. That's because we was riding on sleet. Scooters would not like the snow too much, but
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, we got about 3 or 4 inches of sleet.
Well, I caught it on radar, but I don't think I have the. This is Molson's revenge. Yeah, exactly.
Good evening, Carlos. How you doing, brother?
We had we had lake effect snow, which everyone tried to say that's not what's going on, but we have several large open water lakes, and the water temperature is about 45, 50 degrees.
Everybody knows Michigan's the only one that has lake effect snow.
And sure enough, and it started, wind kicked up, and at about 15 minutes south of me, it just started dumping snow down in close to downtown Dallas and south of Dallas. I think they got a couple inches out of that.
Nope.
I was too close. I just watched it go by.
Joe, did you wipe out on that scooter?
I slowly, methodically helped it from falling very hard to the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't bounce as well as we used to, brother. Be careful.
There was no bouncing. It was a very slow motion thing. But I mean, the hard reality is I still had to roll like a turtle to get where I could stand back up.
The visual on that is priceless.
I'm just seeing Joe Brett laid out on his back, trying to get over.
I was laid on my stomach. I had to roll like a turtle to get
Where's
away
the
from
video at? You should share it.
It's in Discord, right?
I don't know. I haven't looked in Discord.
Oh my God.
I was too busy getting ready for a show.
Well,
while y'all was doing other things. A lot of unmentionables. Like discussing what you had for dinner, all that kind of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Steve, I guess we'll start with you, man. How's the week been? What's new in the world of South Carolina?
The week's been busy. Got a friend opening up a new grooming salon, so I've been over there working, helping her get that set up. Actually,
is it like manual labor?
her mom's opening the salon. Let me make sure I state that correctly for legal reasons.
Right.
But yeah, I've put together the bathing tub today, repainted one of the dog lift tables this past weekend and yesterday. So tower's still down because they're calling for high winds again here in the next couple of days. And I'm supposed to go riding this weekend at 25 degrees on the motor.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm busting out the electric gear.
that's a little chilly.
Yeah, and think about the wind chill factor as you increase speed.
Oh yes, I'm quite aware. I used to ride. I don't ride quite as much as I used to. But.
Yeah, but as a pilot, you know.
Oh yeah. Do you have that like whole face covering thing where all you can see is your eyeballs?
No, I wear a full face helmet. Well, I wear a modular helmet.
Gotcha.
Because bugs in the summer suck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
try taking a grasshopper between the eyeballs.
No, I took
especially those jumbo ones we have here.
I took a sparrow to the shin one day.
Ow!
Mm-hmm. Buddy that was behind me said it looked like a puff of feathers.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm like, oh, damn. That would have been good. So.
Joe Brett, do you want to share that or you want me to share it?
It just hit at the stage, I guess.
Oh, okay. Look at you being all fancy and stuff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Great recovery, man.
Lay down and roll.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Scared me.
Just do my ballerina dance.
And I'm sliding. I can't move.
Hey, at least you're
don't
okay.
tone
Mine
them
would be
out.
laughing too hard.
Oh, it's funny.
There you go. Yes, very graceful. That's true.
So I caught something in the chat that we should bring up.
Uh-oh.
So happy birthday to Richard.
Happy birthday,
Richard.
He thought he was going to sneak that by us because it was before the show started, but managed to snag that as it went by. So happy birthday, buddy. Glad you finally made it to 21.
Misha the Bear. I did have my training skis on. You not see my feet sticking out?
See, that's your problem. You had your feet sticking out so you couldn't balance.
See,
I was having fun on that was I was having fun on the newer scooter that we got, but the seat's adjustable on it and it goes down really low, and Noelle couldn't put her feet out on the Ojo because it was too high up, so I traded with her.
You know what they say about small packages.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just make sure she gets
they don't take that much room.
Yeah. Just make sure she gets her spinach chip.
Yeah.
That was quite graceful, I will say. Well, we're missing Don Izzo tonight. He is, of course, taking care of kiddo work.
Obligations to the adult life.
What is this? We want more videos of JB falling down. I agree, Daniel. I agree.
Thank you for the super chat, brother.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Y'all lucky I just happened to have a shovel next to the shed, or I wouldn't be here tonight.
You have to dig your way out or dig your way in.
Dig your way in.
Chris Radio for Life, thanks for the 9 months, man.
Yeah.
We had a lot of milestones over the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
That was the bottom of the door. Yeah, you can't see the bottom of the door. Covered in ice.
I was going to say, that means you're going to have to text Noelle to come get you out when we're done with the show, right?
Bring the torch. Just get the
But I happen to have my shovel, so I got it just enough I could squeeze in there.
Nice.
Son.
Richard, you're quite welcome, my friend. Richard says, thank you guys for the birthday wishes. 51 and holding. Well, I gave you credit for 21. You don't look a day over 25. So I guess I'm so off my game tonight. I'm sorry, everybody. Work's been a pain in the ass. Extra by April. I do want to bring that up. I am at 80. I think the last time I checked, I was at 100%. I've seen 100% of the questions, and I'm at 87% understood. And I think I posted. Let me see if I can find a picture here. I like graphics for everybody to look at. Somebody got a text message.
Ping.
Actually, that was a
Let's see.
regular alert.
Mm.
Text message is Mario dying.
Oh, that's right. So you tell me, Steve, because I've already scheduled my test for the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said if I'm going to do it, I got to give myself a timeline.
That is next week, my friend.
It is. Oh my God, it is next week.
Man,
So I got a test session tomorrow night.
Slide through it like butter, baby.
All right, there we go. That's my last 5. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Son.
exams.
You got this. We'll just ignore that January 4th one.
That's my. A scientific method has to start with the baseline.
Right.
So I didn't look at any questions. I didn't look at anything. I just opened up a test and said, let her rip, tater chip. And I only got 18 out of 50 right. But I only studied for 4 days, and it went from only getting 18 right to getting 42 right.
Okay.
So, not bad. hamstudy.org. And I actually got the app for my phone, and I actually like the app more than I like the website. But Ham Tilted Hurt says 10 straight practice tests over 85%, and you're golden.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't study today because, well, I was late getting home, had to cook dinner, then I had to come do this damn YouTube shit.
Yep.
So
I think if you can do 3 straight passes and you can go that afternoon, or right then, it'd be good. But 10's a good number.
So my game plan is to study like I've been doing for an hour, like right before the test, like an hour before the test. Mm-hmm. I'll do my hour of studying, and then I'll do my pre-test, and then I'll go into the deal and take my test.
Yep.
Stay in the same rhythm.
And I just got a text message about somebody that wants to be a VE for your
test
God. Directly. So.
Oh no,
Shaq and Gray.
No, it's going to happen. I'm not telling him who, but it's going to happen.
Don't make sure it's somebody I don't know, because I don't want to be embarrassed if I don't pass it.
It might just be Josh. You don't know.
You never know. Especially with this gang, we have quite a few VEs.
I was gonna say, get
that are
Josh
part of the
and
group.
Gordo in there, and get both of them to sign the CSCE.
That would be cool.
That would be worth framing.
Oh,
that would be worth framing.
But there's got to be a third. So, what are you drinking tonight?
This is actually, it's funny you say that. It's actually the one that the glass came in. It's called the Texican. It's a Mexican lager from Three Nations Brewery. I needed something a little lighter tonight.
Okay.
You match your drink with the cups. That's cute.
Of course. I have you can't see it, but I have well, you can if I move my hand.
I mix my drinks with a cup too, so I match them up. Sorry.
I have quite the collection of beer glasses. So if there's a local brewery that's got something that they put out, we usually will go to the brewery and get the glass for it. So
absolutely. Why not?
So that's all I can see. That's all I've got, man. Work's been crazy. I'm just studying for my extra exam, and
look at that.
I figured it was Mike.
That's the second one. I'm not going to tell you who the first one was.
Well, it's got to be somebody in the chat, because they're the only ones that know that I'm doing it. So,
hey,
and I'm glad we're live on Twitch tonight, because Stream Elements just told us we're live,
good.
Even though we've been live for 15 minutes.
They want to make sure. I've noticed that.
Yeah, they're a little bit slow over there. So we had, I think we had someone that tested yesterday or day before yesterday.
I thought I saw CSCE in the chat there. Yep.
And for those of you who would like to play along, we're doing the Extra by Easter in our Discord. Links to our Discord's down in the description of the video. So come on in and check it out. It was... I
was going to say, before you say who it was, I didn't recognize the call sign, but I recognized the name.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody got themselves a vanity.
Yeah, I see that. So Patrick, congratulations. He's now N3 PEM. So congratulations on the upgrade. We had another one in there, I thought.
Pat, you say Patrick like Pat?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hammer
I
your
thought
hobby.
I thought I saw him with a different
Yep.
call.
Yep, I have to change my ham alert. Yeah. Speaking of, did you get the desktop installed, Steve?
Which no, God no. I have not been in the shack. Part of the reason the tower's still down.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Wouldn't it? I've been sitting here looking at Alaska popping up because technically I got my worked all states on POTA because I got DC and that's the wild card. But I want to actually get Alaska, and I've got Alaska just the state set up for POTA in Ham Alert, and it's been going off all day today. And I was like, my radio's down because the antenna's down. Steve's antenna's down. So I'm like, I just sit there and it just kills me. It's like, stop teasing me with this.
I don't know if it's still true today, but not too long ago, if you were activating POTA, you were almost guaranteed maybe a couple Alaskan contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Them guys was hunting some folks.
But it's more difficult for me to hunt them because they don't go out that often this time of year because it's like really cold up there.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Vern, good evening. Hope you're feeling better, brother.
Oh yeah, that's right. Vern's out. Had a little cold with the quartz fest set up out there.
Yeah, and he had to move the camper. Apparently, his
that.
neighbors were not too
Shitty
kind.
neighbors, man. Turn it down.
Get off my lawn, or my fake grass.
Dirt.
All those rocks he had around his campsite would have been in my neighbor's campsite.
I don't know. Those were
chucking rocks at him.
Vern,
Yeah,
Vern can pick them up.
If you don't follow Vern on Twitter, you should, because it's quite the colorful commentary with some of his neighbors there, and they have quite the party. I was like, is that Burning Man or is that Quartz Fest? I wasn't quite sure. I had to do a little double take on that one.
With a little bit of Bonnaroo mixed in there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So.
Scout says, I was thinking about a vanity call, but I bought a POTA stocking cap with my call sign on it. Hate to waste the perfectly good cap.
Oh, look at that. Vern is too shy of 1,300 on YouTube.
Ooh.
If you have not,
well, drop your link, son. I'm sure out of the 138 that are watching us tonight,
he's not a mod. Hang on. I'll grab his.
Oh, well, somebody else can drop that link for him.
I got to log back in sometime and do chat. I've seen a few we could add, but I'm always in my personal account, so I can't dare it.
I'm usually watching in the control room, just in case we'd have another issue like we had when Callum was on, where we hit the end button in StreamYard, but it didn't end. And everyone was scrambling, trying to figure out how to shut the stream down.
Sean has a good question in the chat.
Well,
let's
interact on the
interact.
screen.
Yep. Hang on.
Now that I have my extra, how do I get my VE?
Hey, Sean,
that's a great question.
Hit me up on
Fill
Discord.
in the blank.
Yep. Hit me up on our Discord, or send me an email, hamradioclubhouse@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link over to become a VE. Fill out the form and send it in.
And then you got to swear like hell.
If you get
How
your
does those-
ARRL VE first, then the other ones are pretty automatic.
Well, actually, if you get your GLARG, ARRL will automatically give you theirs. You don't have to take the test. So
Wait, there's a test to be a VE?
only for the league.
Oh.
Yeah. And when you
What do they
take it,
test you on?
It's an open book test.
it's like an ethics test, man. Hey,
It's a Control F test.
yeah. And what's funny is when you fill in the blanks and you put all this time into your answers and make them sound good, if they're over like 5 words, they don't print out on the paper.
Yep.
So they have no clue what the hell you answered. I was like, hey, if you got any questions, just holler at me. This didn't print out. So.
You know how to find me.
Yep. So,
How many do we have signed up for next week?
2.
Me and somebody else?
You and one other.
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all waiting on? Come on now. If I can do it, y'all can do it. We need some technicians and some generals and some extras. And we're doing this every month, right?
We are.
Between us and Toads.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell I'm stringing this out just as long as I can to kill as much time as possible?
Yep, just 2 applicants right now.
Vern wants that info too, Steve.
Yeah, all right, Vern.
Yeah,
I'll send that over. I had to look to see. Yep. Yeah, we've got.
I don't know what info you're typing right now, but I think he's referring to the VE stuff.
The VE
I think
stuff.
so.
Yep. So actually, what I'll do.
VE dumpster fire is going to be lit.
Oh, absolutely.
Evening, Ariel.
Great.
Jason says so. Glarg first, then ARRL.
Yep. And I'm going to.
I did Westcars first, actually.
Those that want to become a VE, the link is in the chat.
And will be dropped in the description of the video.
And some admin over at Glark, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. Ashley's going to hate me. It's okay. She's good people. So.
You're very welcome, Vern.
1304.
1304. See, all you got to do is say it.
Well, damn,
the
that's not even.
Folks come running. That needs to be what, 1350?
Yeah, at least.
Right.
So.
A riveting crowd we have in here tonight.
Well, I will say, I'll make this comment. I don't see Jim and some of the other guys in here, but
Jim was in there earlier.
I just want our guys to know here in the chat that we do watch the chat. We don't full screen over you. We're not gonna Jim you. So,
ouch.
There he is. There he is. Caught him out. Gosh, bless, man. So many people screaming at their TVs last night.
Yeah.
Why were screaming at their TVs? What was happening?
How were they
What
doing?
I miss?
They were getting Chuck installed Pi-Star
On DMR.
Trying to get him on DMR.
Oh.
And we're acknowledging our supporters.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's quite a few. I mean, they was even getting on the Toes talk group, but Jim had turned the radio down so he didn't have to hear them, and everybody's trying to yell at him.
Yeah, I had the club meeting last night, so I didn't make nuggets.
It was fun. It's always a fun time. I know Steve put out KM9G, Steve, put out a poll at the start of the show whether folks were liking the let's learn together format or to change it up. And I think it was over 90%. It's like, keep this shit like it is.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a good time.
Frequency Frontiers, thanks for the $5 super chat. Explain the GLARG to ARRLVE again.
So there is an agreement between VECs. If you're accredited from one, you just fill out the application to the other and you automatically get accredited. So
there you go.
Makes it easy.
How many tests do you think you do in a month, Steve?
My numbers have gone way down. I'm not doing near as much as I used to because I'm trying to focus on family stuff and businesses and everything else. But during the height of the panoramic, and if you listen to the HRCC podcast, you understand that reference, to not get us demonetized this early in the chat. But I probably was doing 50 to 60 a week.
Woo.
We had a couple of sessions where we were close to 100 applicants per session.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I think our max was 125 in one session.
I was about to say, how many Zoom rooms do you have?
Largest one I ran was 45 Zoom rooms.
Wow. That's
And
crazy.
Over 300 VEs in that session.
All right. Vern wants to give away an FTX4. Thanks for the $10
Hank
super
absolutely
chat.
used me as a reference.
So while I get that set up, I'll let you guys have a moment.
Well, maybe he's talking about like for his 1500 or his 3500 or where was he at again?
1304.
1304. Yeah.
He didn't say give it away here. Easy
That's
trigger
what I was
boy.
assuming. That's what I was assuming. Maybe I
tell
didn't
him-
get a refill. I'll be right
You
back.
see what we have to
There
deal
you
with?
go.
Shane's like, give us shit away.
Someone says give it away. I'm giving it away.
Vern, just verify for us. You want us to give it away now or?
He needs to draw that to his channel, actually.
Yeah.
That's a good looking radio, though. I looked at one of those. I like how the PTT button's angled.
The FTX4.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me make sure that's this one. The 4X is the one I've got. It's the little bitty one. It's good for my WinLink setup and my what is this device? The MobiLink. So all right. Let's see. Scroll back through the chat real quick.
Oh, yeah, he said I can't spell, but I didn't see him try to spell anything.
Oh, I think it's the FT4X instead of X4.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was still looking at the 4XR.
Yeah. Yep.
The R must mean it has repeater capability. Huh? Come on now, it was a joke. A modern radio.
I was gonna say, what's the difference between the 4X and the 4XR? Because I haven't looked.
Okay, what'd I miss?
Nothing.
So are we giving it away or is he giving it away?
He said yes when I asked, so.
He was probably saying yes to the FT4X instead of 4TX.
Yep. So FT4XR. That's what I've got.
Oh, me.
FT4X. Do it. He
Okay.
says,
I'll set it up.
Oh, my God. Did you get like a private message or something, or are you still assuming?
No, it's in the chat.
This is a very uncoordinated chat conversation.
Absolutely, it is.
This is very
Right there.
unorthodox stream tonight.
What the heck? Look at that. Hello.
Put him on speaker.
Okay.
I thought I'd call and raise y'all's ratings a little bit.
Oh, raise the ratings. Yeah.
You want to raise the ratings? Why don't you
You
jump
couldn't
on
hurt,
here, brother?
right?
All right. Hang on. I'll hit you up with something here in a minute.
I mean, we couldn't. You guys can't. You guys don't rate Smoking Ape. I have to fill in for him.
Yeah. All right. You want a link or what? Or are you busy with Newport?
He already has one. All he's got to do is check his damn
I'm
Discord.
shipping out tumblers and returning my busted tuner to Flex so they can fix it.
They say they're going to fix it?
They're going to have to because I can't. It smoked yesterday.
Okay.
Ooh.
I guess what I meant was, are they going to do it on their dime? But I'm probably not.
Oh, I don't think so. No, because I didn't buy it new from them. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ouch.
Maybe it won't be too
No,
bad.
it's on my
It's
dime.
just 12 volts.
Right. Well, y'all have fun. I just thought I'd call in and annoy you on your show.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you
it's easy
for
way to do
calling in. That's very nice of you.
We need to get a
That
dialing
probably
number.
going to help y'all's ratings and the view count this week.
I appreciate that very much.
Oh, look at
They're
that.
all calling me now.
We'll
Jim
see.
calls you, and I got Frank Tank Radio calling me.
And mine's muted, so.
Oh, yeah.
That's a rookie move.
Yeah, so for those that didn't catch it last night, Jim shared that his Flex tuner smoked. He unplugged it, moved it, plugged it back in, and a bunch of smoke came out the vents. It not to work no more.
So it literally smoked it.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you
Let the magic smoke out.
hook up the power poles backwards.
Ooh, that sucks.
I don't know if that's what he did. I'm just saying.
I had a CB do that one time. Unhooked it to move it in the vehicle and plugged it back in and zap. But what the heck?
Yeah. Tank says he thought this was a call-in stream.
I know, right? For a long-time listener, first-time caller. Could Bluetooth it to into the show. That'd be funny.
Oh.
I got my refill, guys. I had to step up the volume a little bit and the potency.
8675309.
Got it in
Great
your head?
song.
I'm just Mike's being funny. And I'll put that up there because that's not my number. But
Some poor soul.
I thought at one point phone companies quit giving out that number. There was a radio station that had that as their call-in number, though.
Is their actual number?
Yes, they paid
Wow.
for it too.
All right. So Vern's giving away, what was the radio at FT4X?
Yep.
All right.
I wasn't paying attention.
Share
Was he
screen.
really doing that?
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. All right. There you go. You guys know what to do.
Nice.
Thank you, Vern. We appreciate it.
Yep.
And if he didn't really mean it here, hey, it was a good practice run.
Help us iron out the kinks. And if you haven't already, go subscribe to Vern's channel.
You just said 6 and channel all in one word, didn't you?
This Northerner showing.
What did I do?
You turned up the volume
Uh-oh.
with that new drink. You said go subscribe to Vern's channel. Something I can't.
Vern Six's channel?
It was
No.
channel with an S in the beginning.
Joe, that was your internet cutting out.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Because
Like,
it came
I
apart
haven't-
clean on my side.
Thanks for defending my honor, Steve. I mean, but it wouldn't be the first time I've slurred on this show.
I was kind of wondering how my internet was working buried under ice. So
It's
So far,
actually
so
not
good.
bad, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go kick kids off of the router like Molson did.
yeah,
See, if you had a good IT guy that had remote access, we could just lock him
See.
out by MAC address. Hint,
I got
hint.
an app.
I know you're in there, Daniel.
Right?
Yeah, I got an app on my phone. I just cut their devices on and off.
Mhm.
Nice. Do you hear, oh, man, whenever you flip the switch?
Mm-hmm. They'll come
I'm
walking
going
in
to
there.
bed.
My internet's not working. I was like, yeah, you ain't cleaned your room yet.
I was going to say, mine actually has a profile that says radio, and
Yeah,
it shuts off a bunch of the Wi-Fi devices that cause me RFI.
that's all right.
Nice.
I just need to add a smart plug to the stove for that.
A 220 smart plug.
I got a text message from Steve the other day. He's like, hey,
Gas.
I got a text from Steve. Steve said, hey, were you on the radio today? And I was like, yeah, like an hour or so ago. He said, we just got home and the stove was on warm at 175 degrees. I was like, yeah, I was on 10 meters.
Oh, that was 10 that did that?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Run in the chat says Joe Brett's neighbor starts yelling when he changes the password. That's funny because I was going through my connected device list one time and found one of the neighbor's phone connected to it. So I was like, all right, which one of you kids gave out the password?
Right.
Oh, I didn't, I swear. I'm like, okay.
Like I'm gonna kick you off.
Again, just blocking my MAC address.
That's exactly what I did.
Well, and I had somebody trying to war drive my Wi-Fi one day,
What is that?
where they sit outside and just try to hack into it.
Mm.
With my old router, I would get alerts. And I looked at the computer name that was trying to come through, looked out my front door. I walked over with a Gatorade for him because it was middle of summer. I was like, bro, you want the Wi-Fi password? And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, you're trying to get into my Wi-Fi. I said, if you want the password, just ask me for it.
Right.
Because nobody's going to break into my house with a cop sitting out front. And it was the next town over, right across the street, a different township from me. And he was
That's
sitting there
funny.
running radar and trying to get on the internet.
That's funny. All right, that's 107. I'm gonna hit the button.
There you go. 154 watching. So
Good luck, everybody.
I saw Joe Brett in there.
Of course. Almost
Bob.
his birthday.
KI4RMR. Congratulations, buddy.
I wonder if it's coming to South Carolina.
Probably.
I don't recognize the call sign.
Everybody seems to. If you live in South Carolina, you're gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's at least Alabama, Tennessee, something.
KI4 RMR.
Mm-hmm.
Helps if I'm logged into QRZ to look him up.
Florida
Nice.
is where that's going. I will. I'll send your information over to Mr. Vern 6.
I was gonna say, Mark says part of the reason why he moved here.
Mm.
Mark was actually down here in Charleston this weekend, so I got to meet up with him and have dinner.
And Bob, if you see in the chat, Vern says it'll be shipped when he returns to Texas, somewhere around February the 1st.
I was about to say, I think he's going to be gone for like a month or so.
Mm-hmm. Well, then he'll be in just long enough to pick up Renee, right?
Pretty much.
Heading to Florida after that. See you in Orlando.
Oh, that's right. That's coming up. When is
It is.
Hamcation?
February.
I'm not going to trust your memory. I'm just going to look it up.
Not if I get there first. February 9th
My
through the
internet's
11th.
faster.
February 9th through the 11th.
Central Florida Fairgrounds, February 9th through the 11th. Man, goodness. And then Dayton's after that. Okay, was it a couple weeks after that?
May.
Or it's in May.
It's the weekend before Memorial Day.
Okay. What's in between?
Good Lord. Nothing. Well, none of the major ones.
Y'all going to Dayton or Huntsville or
Huntsville for sure.
yeah?
Dayton, hopefully.
Maybe.
So. And I'm going to share this, and it's going to make me cry because the tower's laid down right now. That is 6 meters. That is 6 meters right now.
Joe Brett's like, let me turn on the radio.
Uh-huh. Point that beam towards Hayden. Go ahead, because that's who shared that.
Just a loop. Just a loop.
That and your what's it? The Gap Titan EX vertical.
That's a backup now. So, but yeah, they're
Really?
both hooked up. Yeah, I primarily use the 80-meter loop.
Vern,
that a full
I
wave?
sent his information in Facebook Messenger. If there's another way you would like me to send it to you, I can.
Yes, Steve, it's full way.
Ooh.
Good Lord, that's 260 feet of wire, isn't it?
266, what I started with and what happened to work, so I left it alone. I had plans for a full wave 160-meter loop, and then I just remembered, hey, pesky power lines, I probably don't need to run the loop through or over those.
Yeah, holy cow.
Arthur said, as the giveaway's been sent out from several weeks ago, all of your information has been turned over to James over at Quirky QRP, so I'm sure he's got quite the backlog from all of our giveaways.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I got an alert that the reference mat from Jason's live stream on Christmas Day was delivered today. So.
From Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm. Jason's
If
Christmas
if
Day
it's-
live stream.
If it's a freebie, guys, just be patient.
Yep.
Just be patient. Because I still have the light from last week that I haven't sent out yet because I've been busy. And I don't want to get out when it's 11 degrees outside to send you a light. I love you and all.
I was going to say, you're spoiled working from home, aren't you?
Very much so.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'm in that same boat here very, very soon.
Working from home?
If things work out like I think they will be, I will be unemployed for Orlando.
Wait, is that a good thing?
That's my plan.
Okay.
Because
I
that
guess
way
it's a good thing then.
I get a vacation and then I start the new job.
Nice.
So that's what I'm going for.
But I will get that the light sent out maybe tomorrow. See. I got a busy week. Did you see the pictures posted on Twitter? James got his light.
Nice.
For those of you who
Yes.
haven't seen them yet, I guess I should probably show those. He had a really good picture. Took a really good picture of it.
He did have a really good picture.
I'm scared to pull up Twitter while we're on Twitter.
What are you worried about?
I don't know. Some of these people posting stuff from Quartz Fest.
I was gonna say, what have you been going to on Twitter? Ah, there he is, Mr. Quirky QRP himself.
He sure does tweet a lot.
He does.
He's got some new. Did you see his new product?
No. Am I gonna have to go spend more money?
Of course. Let me stop that screen and I will share this screen. So the problem that he's solving, because James likes to solve problems, is when you have your Baofeng on your hip,
Yes.
and it somehow the volume gets cranked all the way up, so it just blows your eardrums out. He's got these O-rings that will fit underneath the switch so that the volume doesn't get turned up on your radio.
Wait. You missed his other new product.
That's got Frank's name on it. I don't care.
So
But I
you
will
did
come
see that
back to it. Yeah, I
You
did see that one.
I'm wondering if that's because somebody was out of band. Was
Was
that why that
he?
was created? Was that why that
Was he?
created?
There it is.
believe- Yeah. Look at that.
So congrats to our Cigar Lounge members. I got a couple of them sent us messages saying, "Hey, I got this weird package in the mail.
Mhm.
Did y'all mean to send that?"
Absolutely, we did.
I mean, take us smell it. If it stinks, it's not us.
I don't know. It might still be us, but
I still haven't sent my random bag of dicks yet. That one's going to Minnesota.
you don't say. Make sure you put a goofy face on it.
Googly eyes.
Actually, you know what you need to put on it is the sticker that's on, or the magnet that's on your fridge. Yeah.
Some people have spotted that in one of my videos
Mm-hmm.
because it's just close enough to being in focus to see what it is. Did you pull that up?
What the?
What he did for Frank?
Oh yeah,
I was just kidding. I'll put it up.
I popped it for a second, but now you got it. There you go.
There we go. Yep. So this is a smaller mouse pad. I'm gonna embiggen this.
Yep.
This is a smaller pad that he's did in cooperation with Frank over at Tank Radio. That's got the HF bands and all
Sure,
that
you
kind of
see
good
that.
stuff. I'll pay postage on that to Minnesota. Can I hand deliver it? That's the thing. So those are cool. And you can also, we have the James, and if I say this wrong, tell me so that I can stop this scrolling, but we still have the Quirky Clubhouse free shipping on orders over $35 and $5 off of orders over $49 if you want to go and pick up a couple of things from James.
Look at
You got a
this.
coupon code.
James is an amazing guy.
Oh, nice.
Splitting the
Oh, that's
profits
awesome.
50-50 to
That's-
help Frank out.
That's awesome.
Oh, and look, there's a call out for Frank. Needs to get his extra.
You know, I mentioned that to him the other night on his show. It's like, when you going to upgrade, buddy? All the cool kids are doing it these days.
That's it.
I was Carlos was doing an activation the other day, and he popped up on my, because I have almost all you guys I've got in my ham alert. He popped up on screen, and I was like, he's out of band, and I was like, wait a minute, he's activating as an extra.
Mm-hmm.
So I rolled down there, and you'd be surprised at how cordial and nice the pileup is down in the extra portion. There wasn't a bunch of riffraff. I was like, man, I think I'm just going to hang out in the extra section.
Yep.
You don't have to deal with the ding dongs that are tuning up on top of you and playing all kinds of noises over the radio at you.
I will say sometimes it's harder to get activated down there.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Were you over on the POTA Facebook page the other day when I guess we now cannot use 14.313?
Yeah.
He reminds me of that guy from Canada that was on. He was on 40 meters. It was not 7.200 or anything. He was on something weird like that. But he used to just get on there and go all kinds of nuts. But yeah, there was somebody on 14.313 that was just. I was like, someone needs to get on the Kiwi SDR and trace that guy out, because he is not shy about when he transmits, and he doesn't just kind of transmit. He just pours the coal to it. So that'd be easy to triangulate that.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I need to start, if I'm bored, pull up Kiwi SDR, go into that section where it'll let you pick 3 stations and just see where this guy's coming from.
Only use 14.313.
That's a great idea.
I think a few of us need to pick up a Mercury or a Power Genius. And oh, look, Carlos wants to activate, and somebody's hogging his frequency.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Give me a minute.
Let me heat it up.
I'll warm the air up for you.
Carlos is making a jump. Well, let's clear the frequency. Been there, done that. I'll do it again. That was a blast.
Digital Rancher says you'll get an email from one specific curmudgeon who will tell you should only activate in the general portion so everyone can play. I would look forward to that email. That would be fantastic.
What happens when I activate in 10 meters? And then the text can play too.
Mm-hmm. I just the audio I had from Joe Brett when he was down in Texas doing that activation on 15, man, it's like he was sitting in a shack with me.
Were you on my radio at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way I could have got him from here. Too close. I could barely hear. Somebody was on 40, and I could just barely hear him in the noise. The only time I've ever gotten Mike was on 80.
Oh wow!
And we had to work for that one. I don't even remember what antenna I was using for 80. Because my in-fed half wave, I think my in-fed half wave will tune up on like that much of it. With like a 2-to-1 SWR.
2-to-1 still doable.
But yeah, it was. I forgot how good that radio works with just that in-fed off of here. And I don't think it was the Smoking 8, but it was somebody who was talking about how to tweak the audio, the filters, and then the receive audio and the input and all, how to tweak all that to where you can pull some of those really weak signals out. They won't be loud, but you can knock down some of that static. And so I went chasing POTA. That's how I got like 5 or 6 extra states. And I did learn that these new monitors are quite susceptible to 10 meters. Because I had it like at 90 watts, 100 watts. No, it's probably 90 watts. And I keyed up and both monitors shut off. I was like, uh-oh. So I had to run in there and grab that choke that Ape taught me how to make with the coax around the toroid, plug that in at the radio, and then I could use the radio and it wouldn't turn everything. Everything wouldn't shut off, but every now and then if I kept transmitting for more than like a minute or so, I'd get this USB device that's not recognized and my keyboard would shut off. So
see, I get that, but mine's my soundboard.
Oh, it shuts off?
Yeah, so I lose my mic. But just to the computer, so.
Yeah. Now, all this all worked. But it was weird. That's the first time I've ever seen with this computer. The first time I've ever seen the USB device thing show up.
Well, I've got a new network rack that was delivered today, so I'm going to be building that, and I'm going to be choking quite a few items when everything gets put back. Uh-oh. We're in trouble. Do we let him in or do we leave him in the green room?
Well, I mean, he did make an effort to come visit.
He did.
Because I sent him a message when y'all were talking smack about him. I was like, you at least need to come in and defend yourself.
Yeah.
So
Let me know when
hit
you're
the
ready,
button.
brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, this adds 3 dB right here. What can I say?
Wait. 3 dB. There's the 3 dB. You got it. I like that button.
Very good,
Right?
Ender Jack. Very good.
I do what I can.
Right.
How we doing tonight, brother?
I'm recovered from last night.
Oh, that kind of stream.
How long did it continue after y'all ended the button?
Oh, not long. I actually left because work was calling. My boss was calling to have me put the phones on holiday weather closure thing. And then I had to send out a text to the entire company. It said, we're opening late and all that kind of stuff.
Y'all get a little winter
Adios.
weather?
I didn't have none of the drama Joe Brett had. It was just cold. That's it. That was nothing else.
That's what it is here. It's still
theoretically, there was ice on the road, but you had to look for it. So that was about it. That was, I mean, they closed like every school for half the state was closed. The southern half that got almost nothing, and the northern half that got the weather. So,
Yep. Yeah, they closed our schools. What was that, last week on Tuesday? Because we were supposed to get really bad weather, and then it didn't get bad till we went live.
yeah, that's about how it works.
So,
Well, I mean, they were talking like that whole line where the cold came through. Of course, it froze Joe Brett out first. And I mean, it was 71 yesterday, right? And they're talking about, oh, it's going to be super cold and freezing rain and cats and dogs. And I'm like, okay, shirt sleeve weather, you know, in January, it ain't like Kankakee. And just saying.
I was going to say, we got up to 72 yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
And today was only 61.
Oh, son, we might have poached 32, maybe.
Yeah.
So
it's 47 right now.
It's interesting because the day that front was coming, I just finished up work, got to the house, and I was like, it's 68 degrees outside. So I'm going to go hit a cigar before we have a snowpocalypse here. I get out, get the groceries put away, get out on the patio, fire up a cigar, and open my weather app. And about 15 miles north of me, it had gone from 65 down to 55. And then about 20 miles behind that, it had gone from 55 to 45. So I was sitting there, and my patio faces the southeast. So I'm just sitting there having a cigar, and I look down. My neighbor down below has this fencing put up around their yard, if you want to call it a yard. And it started blowing like all get out. And I was like, oh no, here we go. And I bet it wasn't, I got about halfway through that cigar and it went from down to about 55, 50 degrees. And by the time I finished that cigar, it was almost 38 degrees. And I was like, nope, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, you gotta put on your big coat in Alabama for the next 3 days. I mean, I think our overnight lows are going to be in the teens, which is cold for us, really cold.
And it's going to feel like summer again next week.
Probably, right?
Get up to the 50s.
At least. Yeah, and I mean, North Alabama, Lon was talking about moving to Huntsville. Yeah, you need your snow pants and snow shovel and crap if you move to Huntsville, because they got a lot of weather.
Yeah, they're calling for a low of 28 tomorrow here.
So you're about a day later than us, I guess, with the front.
And then Saturday, a low of 21.
Yeah,
high of
there
43.
It is. So I don't think
y'all missed the good shit.
That's going to suck on the motorcycle.
Like when it was 11 degrees here in Texas, that was the high for the day was 11.
No.
The wind chill was -5.
Yeah.
No, that's a hard pass.
I was watching
I'll move to Orlando.
some YouTuber that's up in the Chicago area. I can't even remember what I was watching. Might have been a Pew Pew channel or something. And their weather, the overnight low is in the minus single digits and the high is in the positive single digits.
No.
And I'm like, and Andrew Jack, you're just batshit crazy if you ride a motorcycle in 25-degree weather. I'm
Right?
just gonna say it.
There ain't nothing fun about that.
Yeah.
Just no.
Hey,
No.
It's a fundraiser event, so
Here's $1. I'm gonna be at home. I love riding. I love
Let me
riding.
write you a check.
I question my sanity at 45 or 50 sometimes.
well,
25, no. Son.
that was my dad said he would not ride if it was below 40. And
Wise man. Why are you not following in your father's footsteps?
So hang on. My mom texted him when he was still teaching school, and she goes, "Have you lost your ever-loving mind?" He goes, "Why? It was 42 when I left the house." She goes, "I drove past the bank. It was 28." And he was on the bike.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you got heated grips.
no.
Heated grips. That's a thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Wow.
I have gauntlet gloves. I have an electric jacket. As for the pants, I have fleece-lined riding pants that get broken out about once a year. So,
Yeah.
I guess that'll be this weekend.
I had a
Really
leather
redneck
set
says
that
bike
just went
doesn't
on.
leave the garage if it's below 45.
Right. 45, maybe 50 even. I mean, it gets cold on that motorcycle.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does. It does.
Oh, no, I don't miss that. You know, there's a lot of great days to ride. There's a lot of not great days to ride.
Well, see, the problem with the great days to ride around here is it rains in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So then you get really wet, and then you get that swamp,
Swamp crotch. Swamp crotch.
Yeah.
Swamp everything. Because then you're sitting in a Steve soup for the whole ride home.
Okay. Dang, Shane.
That's why I don't have a heated seat.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
So
At least keep the funk down there cooled.
Right? That way it doesn't travel.
Oh man, yeah. We got Chuck's Pi Star working, and we were having problems with the COM port for the CPS software, and they were. I stepped away for a little while to go grab a new poke, and came back, and they were trying to front button program it.
Oof.
So Steve was telling Chuck how to front button program this radio, which is, I mean, if you ain't never seen a monkey with a football, that's kind of what it was. And I said, boys, get to CPS. At least we can read something in English and maybe figure this out.
No.
Well, we could we actually have the CPS done. But we could never get the code plug to want to program the radio.
Oh.
And then Chuck didn't even have a DMR ID. So
He did not prepare for the stream then.
No, he was sadly unprepared. He said, I've used this before. Yes, Chuck, on Fusion. It's a different thing.
Or D-Star.
It's digital.
Yeah. Chuck ain't never been on D-Star unless it was an accident. And hell, I mean, I could do D-Star. Me and, Steve T.O. have beat our heads on the D-Star concrete porch once or twice.
I don't even think I have a D-Star radio.
I'm eyeballing a 9700.
So last night y'all said that mobile was the mobile version of the GD88 of Radiodity.
Y'all did not say that. Y'all was not involved in that statement.
Jesus, Jim.
Now listen, no. I don't know nothing about Radiodity radios. T.O. is the expert.
So
T.O. is the expert. And if you can't hear that, I'll back the bus up over him again.
I apologize for that misunderstanding. Those other guys.
Yeah, I don't know what the model was.
But yeah, so when he said that and y'all was going through that CPS, that was when I first got my GD88. I realized why they called it a GD.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yep.
It's just a nightmare really to program because if you forget your zones and your contacts and that particular radio, like you mentioned, some radios have to have
Receive groups. Yep.
And shoot, man, it was just a mess.
Yep.
Evan, thanks for the $10 super chat.
Evan Barsnack. And the thing about it is, it's, to me at least, and I'm not saying I'm smart, it's just the way my brain worked with this thing. There's like 4 or 5 basic steps, and if you do the basic steps, it will always work. And then people hit me up in the Discord. My DMR radio doesn't work. I'm trying to cross mode into YSF from the Toad's room with a D-Star radio. I'm like, whoa, get away. No, we don't.
They need to be hitting up Dennis.
So
He's the cross mode genius.
well, Toad's cross modes between DMR and YSF, and it's just people getting used to how the whole thing works. Because I had one guy I was talking to today, and I can't remember his name. And if he's watching, I apologize. I could find you in the chat, but I don't want to embarrass you. But he had it working in DMR, but he was trying to use Toad's DMR, and he had the DMR group in there. But then he was trying to go on Toad's YSF with his DMR radio, and I'm like, they can hear you on the YSF side, and you can't. That's timeout. So I understand Chuck's just not. If I need an antenna built, I'm going to call Chuck Thompson. If I need D-Star programmed, I'm not going to call Chuck Thompson. So it's not his jam, So
Frank, thanks for using your call out there.
Yeah, appreciate the 5 month support.
So
it was exciting. And Steve loves that format, and he gets mad at me because sometimes I might cheat before the show.
No, you don't say.
We get the kinks worked out.
Download the software so I at least have seen it before. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So where's Iz? Is he working?
Izzo's got a Zoom call he's on
With the kiddos in school and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So
he said as soon as the Zoom call is done, he was going to come hang out with us.
yeah. But
It's getting pretty late.
I know.
It's getting pretty late for Izzo.
Yeah, I could only I only had an hour tonight, but I'll send you a message here in a minute. But I wanted to say thanks for everybody, and thanks for I saw some folks wishing me good luck for the extra. I need all the help I can get.
It sounds like you're on the right path, son. You're doing good. Everything I'd heard.
Fingers crossed.
Now, are you doing the whole question pool study mode?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, what I did is I did each section until I could pound that section, and then I moved on to the next one.
I'm doing the whole thing, and I
I
like
did
80,
the whole thing, but I did like one section at
87.
a time.
Yeah, I want all of the questions mixed up out of all of them.
Okay.
And it does a pretty good job at mixing in all the different sections.
Ham study,
And-
right?
Yeah, and then it shows
Yeah,
the
I
bar
love
graph
it.
that shows you what you're deficient in and what you're good at. So
Yep.
45's
But,
got it right.
it frightens me when Izzo is the adult.
Right.
That is so true.
Right.
But I'm going to say goodnight, gentlemen, and we'll see the rest of you guys next week or see you
hey,
in
hey.
Discord.
Who you calling gentlemen?
I
right,
resemble
you know this
that
crowd.
remark.
All right. Bye, assholes.
See you, jerkhead.
What the hell are we going to do now?
Oh God, who knows? So
Yes, 6 meters ain't working over here, so I don't know where all those reports are coming from.
that's a bummer.
I mean, I've got one person in Memphis, which is 75 miles away from me, and then one almost in Ohio, northern part of Tennessee, that reported hearing me. But
Yep.
I did a lot of 10 meter FT8 today. It was on fire. You know how
I know my
where it's just
camel
covered
wouldn't
up.
stop.
10 meters was just, the band was just full on 10 today.
Is Kyle streaming tonight?
I don't know.
I see a comment in there about Shane's jumping over to Kyle's stream.
oh,
I think Kyle just streams on Monday night
Yeah,
because
I
he
think
comes
so.
on right after Nuggets or tries to. Sometimes he's after Nuggets. Sometimes he's still during Nuggets.
I was gonna say mid nuggets because
Mid Nugget.
4.5
Mid
hours.
Nuggets. Right. Yeah.
what a crew!
Monkey with a football here.
Oh God,
Look
there
at
we
that
go. The neighborhood has gone to shite right now. What's up, Carlos Felix?
Jason, I figured it was.
It could be much worse than having you here, Jim. I mean, with two E4 mafiosi in one stream.
That's right. You know,
I mean-
shit's gonna go sideways.
Oh, wait a minute.
Shenanigans will happen.
Maybe
That's
I
right.
should actually check my FTH screen before I say I hadn't heard anything.
Oh,
There's
well,
Belize and Mexico.
look
On
at
6?
that.
Yeah, 6 meter.
Have you got a specific antenna for 6? I don't have anything that's really
I just use my 80 meter loop.
tuned it into submission.
It tunes pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And my gap tighten, I do it too, but it's not very well, I don't think.
6 meters is dead for me. I am playing around on 20, so
They're
Yeah,
all
I
like
moved.
negative 14 and worse. So
I'd been doing 20 a little while ago, and then I moved to 40 earlier.
If I try 20, the stove will turn on and I'll lose my microphone. So
Well, in honor of the smoking ape, you need a Toroid, boy.
I'm going to be choking a lot of stuff.
Son, you need to choke it, not just,
oh, so many jokes. He's
Right?
used to it.
I know.
No, way too easy.
He's
Well-
teeing them up. I mean,
I actually got a couple of chokes for Christmas. So one will be going on the tower for sure. And I'm looking at putting up a 80 meter pin fed. So I'll put one on that.
I
Radio
got coax from ABR, and I'm
Ah.
putting in Ultraflex 400 in the
I got-
next couple weeks.
I got the POTA coax from ABR with the bright green sheath on it.
Yeah,
I
I got the ones with the
Yeah,
built-in
bright orange
choke.
one.
It's got a built-in choke as
Yeah,
well.
the built-in choke. Yeah.
I got some ABR
Douglas the Wife
coax for
said no on the
Christmas.
beard. So
What did you get?
Whatever Vern left in my bags.
Okay.
there you
Did
go.
you check that for anything else suspicious, or?
Yeah, so and I don't know. It was weird. Like it had to be in there almost the whole trip because my wife brought this big bag full of snacks, and we toted it everywhere we went because it was for everybody. And
Sure.
she didn't wait till like Wednesday, which was the next day after we got home. She goes to empty it, and she puts it on the kitchen counter. So what is that? She goes, I don't know, some of your junk you left in the bag. I said, I ain't got
Some of
nothing
your
that.
junk.
That's ABR. I ain't got none of that good fancy stuff, you know? And so I start messaging everybody that we was around, and everybody's like, no, not mine. And the last person I asked was Vern. He's like, oh yeah, I gotta have that for my trip. And I'm like, when do you leave for your trip? He's like, Friday. And I'm like,
Not happening.
the only place I could find that would attempt to do next day was FedEx, I believe. And it was pushing almost $200.
I was going to say it had to be close to $2
I was gonna say,
Oh,
At that point in
Vern.
time, you just have them, a length of wire overnighted from ABR themselves. Just care
Yeah.
of Burn 6 court site. Done.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm
Vern,
putting in.
the best for last, man.
That's right. I'm replacing I've got RG213, I think, from DX Engineer, and then I'm replacing all that with Ultraflex 400.
High dollar.
Well, it's sponsored. Ape and I are doing a video next week. Yeah, on
Great.
Wednesday next week.
MNP Ultraflex, that one, or ABR Ultraflex?
ABR Ultraflex.
Okay.
Because M&P already has a sponsor. So,
Let me go to the chat here. I have Evan asking a question.
Uh-oh.
a complete sentence, that would be.
In Spanish, no less.
Oh,
En español
he's
también.
Google translating.
Now, Carlos is fluent.
No,
Oh,
I meant Evan.
No, Evan.
I know Carlos is fluent. I've heard him say Mexican words before.
I've heard him say more than that, too.
I activate with a guy up here. His
He
name
also
is Andy.
speaks sign language too, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
KD9YOD. If you haven't heard him on the POTA stuff. And anytime I activate with Andy and a Spanish speaking station calls, so I of course answer in Spanish. He's like, "Quit cheating! Quit cheating!" Hey man, it ain't my fault that you don't speak the lingua franca of the funky business.
I was going to say, the KD9 station again?
I still had to get used to Carlos's new call sign because I was scrolling through POTA app.
Mm-hmm.
Not this past weekend before last, and I scrolled right past it, and then all of a sudden my brain caught up and said, wait a second, that's
Wait a
Carlos.
Oh,
That's
no,
right, new call sign.
I was going to say, Jim, were you down at the gathering at Huntsville when Carlos and I were activating?
I was in Huntsville. I don't remember you guys doing that.
We were down at Steve's trailer, and
It might have been before I got there.
Yeah,
or after I
sitting there
left.
on
I'm
the
not sure.
radio, and somebody said the KD9 station again, and I just threw Carlos's call sign out there, and they came right back to us. It worked.
It works, man. It works.
So, but it was fun.
Y'all are quiet tonight. This is,
Well, we're missing Izzo, and Shane had to take off for God knows what.
Right. I mean, Don is like 45 minutes of the entire show, right?
That's just the intro.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like 45 minutes of the Donologue.
Yeah, Shane was there. He remembers that.
He said those Zoom meetings got a habit of ending early, so he's hoping to be here, but don't look like it's going to be one of those.
Yeah, not an early night. Somebody.
I mean, it's 9:15 in
Right.
Izzo land. He's probably getting into bed. Who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say 9:15. They're still running a Zoom for the high school. Something ain't right.
9:15.
So yeah, the tuner smoked. I moved it off my desk here to the workbench behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Literally picked up the entire stack, replugged in all the wires, turned everything on, and smoke came out of the tuner.
Oh,
Ah. It was like, well, and I said, "Oh darn."
I'm sure you said more than that.
Oh, darn.
I've seen Hayden's video.
Right. That was nothing. That was rookie numbers there. So I emailed Flex today, and they gave me an RMA. I bought it used from Garth WG2G. He's in our Discords, and
Garth Brooks.
I don't know if it's that Garth or not. And it's been working fine. I have no idea what happened. I don't know. So I don't have my cool tuner.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened.
No, I did not plug it in backwards. Well, yes, there's that, because I said that exact thing, Carlos. Why in the hell did I have to move it? I could have left it where it was and lived with it. It would have been fine. But no, I had to move it.
Yeah. Why did you move it? That's the question.
Because I got a nice workbench last Christmas that's behind the green screen here.
Okay.
And I had a monitor and a computer, and I've got the spectrum analyzer and the oscilloscope and a bunch of other stuff on there. And it's a pain in the butt because it's behind me and my Mac. And the radio stack has been sitting over here on the desk. So I moved the computer and that over here. And the radio stack's going back there. And it's more efficient use of space. That's all.
Got to make room for that.
Court, yes.
Court, what?
For unplugging a radio. That's a sacrilege, my friend.
I guess. Man, I spent so much time when I was putting all the wires back, right? Because I had to unplug, the amp and everything to move all that junk.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm double checking on Flex's website, looking at the pictures, going, okay, this goes out of the radio to the drive input on the amplifier. Then the amplifier goes to the tuner. Double checking all my connections, and I turned it on. And
how much power was coming out of that amp when you turned everything on?
Actually, I hadn't even turned the amp on because the amp is on its own power. It's got its own power supply in it. So I just powered up the tuner and the radio off the Astron power supply, and as soon as the Amazon device lit it up, nothing popped, but right, Ryan? That's right. It's not a smoke-free environment now. That's right. So I don't know. I don't know if something got jostled or was loose. I don't know if the power cord was jank. I don't know.
Now, when you say amp, is that the Power Genius?
Yes.
You went full flex, huh?
It's a flex stack, baby.
Got the stacks.
I gotta pretend my hand is over the top of Joe Brett's head right now. That's how tall that stack is.
It's
Right,
like Coffee
Lord.
and Ham Radio's bucks, man. It's you
Yeah.
know these guys are rolling
Well,
in it.
I am part of the Caruvian Empire. That's right. No, Garth
You know-
decided he wanted Elecraft and he was getting out of Flex, and he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So,
Okay.
I mean, shit, I only need one kidney. It's fine. I still pee just fine. It's
I
not a
was gonna say,
problem.
he still has both arms. We don't know about both legs, but
Right. I'll be back. The wheel on out of here.
oh, yeah.
So-
that's a nice setup, though.
It's great. And the integration on it is just it's the coolest part because it's basically put power to it and stick a network cable in it and you're done. So
And when are you putting up the Step IR Dream Beam 36?
when my brother-in-law gets rid of all the cows out of the land all around the house, or the power company removes the 14 kV line on our land.
Oh,
Right.
So never. Got it.
I was gonna say 200-foot tower. Put the Step IR at the top. When it falls over the power line, it's the power company's problem.
Yeah, if I was to do a tower, I'd have to put it out in the pasture. And because of the power lines, it'd have to be pretty far out. And then, I don't know if you can cow-proof anything. So
Sure, you can. You put an electric fence around it. Oh wait, that'd be RFI nightmare, wouldn't it?
that'd be RFI. I mean, that's basically a spark gap, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So-
don't want to touch it once.
To be fair, it only sparks when something alive touches it.
Right,
So you're
right.
okay. You know,
Random
if
static
you
discharge.
if you
Yeah.
hear the spark gap happening, you go, well, one of the cows. Come here, cow.
It's been, but I mean, I've been pretty happy with it with the DX Commander. It's worked fine. And then I watched KB9 VBR's video. He did a 10-meter J pole. I don't know, like a month and a half ago, 2 months.
Jesus.
So I whipped together a 10-meter J pole, and that's hooked up. And
I made a
So
20
far
meter
at
J pole
500
for Parachute Mobile, dude, and it works like amazingly well.
well, I was surprised because I mean, this is ladder line, right, and a piece
Yeah.
of coax, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's hasn't melted with 500 watts going through it. So
Well, you
It
got to
won't.
make a copper one, man. Make a copper pipe one.
The
that would
copper
be.
pipe is copper pipe is
I'm-
nice, but it's expensive. And the thing about the copper pipe is
Jim
you're
don't
gonna-
care
it's-
about expensive. He
He's
just
got a
blew up a
flex stack.
flex and was like,
I didn't blow up the flex. I smoked the tuner. I'm
The
like,
tuner was a flex.
well, yeah. but
Okay.
I'm not wham about it. Inside, I'm pooping diamonds, Joe. I mean,
Well, there you go. The thing about the copper J pole is it's going to be broadband that all get out.
right.
So you make it like it'll cover all of 10 meters if you make it at a copper pipe.
And 11.
Yeah. But the other thing with the
Hey.
copper J pole is it would probably be a little noticeable going up through the magnolia tree in the front yard. So far, the old lady doesn't know there's an antenna in the front yard.
I just don't tell her.
Paint it green and
How'd you
white.
swing
And
that?
when she
Probably
asks,
would.
when she asks, you just say, "That's been there since we moved here, honey." I don't know.
She's lived with me for 30 something years. She knows there's some bullshit involved when I talk.
Your mouth is moving your line, huh?
I'm like a car salesman. That's right.
Hey, there you go. 73, Vern. Take it easy.
See you, buddy.
See you, Vern.
See, Vern.
Okay.
Oh, he was up.
I
on
feel
top
like
of
I've
the
been
trailer
talking
today.
too much, but Joe Brett won't jump in there. So Carlos, we should just carry on. And
Absolutely.
I mean, we're actually talking about radio stuff. That's
I wasn't
unheard of
gonna
on a
say that.
Tuesday night.
I
What is
wasn't going to
wrong
say
with
that
us?
because I called in. I was surprised Joe Brett answered the phone call.
My dog is over there going, "Why is Carlos yelling?"
I had to figure out what the app was, Joe. I got the phone, but I don't have your number saved in the phone. So I was
Oh,
like,
yeah? Well, you done well. You worked. You worked. Your face popped up on my screen.
I saw. I
That's,
was like, oh my God.
that's not as bad as when
Ryan.
if Mike calls me.
Ryan
Oh,
asked,
that
"What
worked.
antenna do I jump with?"
It's not
a
his,
lot of
not
them.
his face that pops up on the screen.
no, it's a bidet.
Oh, Lord.
Be the funny thing.
Ryan, I jump with primarily NFET half waves. So KM40CK is NFET half wave. Pactana infant half wave, a homemade J pole that I made for 20, and a homemade infant half wave that I made myself. Oh, that is great.
That's classic.
That is great.
That is more polite than I was expecting.
Yeah, well, you know, it was part of his thumbnail. I grabbed it, so come in handy.
I figured he'd have a moon on there or something.
Only a full moon.
A bidet's eye view.
A bidet's eye view.
See, Mark.
Mark, have a good night.
See you, Mo. That's what y'all were supposed to say. Let's pull his old slack.
Jason had a good point. If I put up a copper J pole, it'd probably be gone in a week, along with a pile of catalytic converters in the back of a pickup truck.
Not if you have it energized.
Right?
I mean, you can run a constant FT8 on it, and
Right.
Someone's going to get an RF bar. Go ahead and steal my antenna. Dare you?
Right. Well, I've got two copper J poles, one at the here on the house and one out in my shop. And I can't, when they showed up, my wife is like, "You're not going to put that on the house, are you?" Well, it's an antenna. Where else would I put it? And she gave me the eye. I could give you a suggestion where you could put it. Kind of eyeball, right? So I camo painted both of them, actually. So you can't really even see them anyway. And I honestly didn't want shiny copper sticking up either. But,
And to think, I'm thinking about putting up a disc cone.
son, I love a disc cone. It works very well.
Well, so what I'm looking at, the disc cone I'm looking at, I can transmit on 2 meters, 1.25, 70 centimeters, and 1.2 gig.
Yes.
Run that through a triplexer into a certain radio.
That's what I actually have sitting right here, Steve-O. This is 9700 is right there on a triplexer going to a J pole. And I have not made a
Joe,
contact.
bring that bad boy to Huntsville, and I'll take it off your hands for you.
What is that, a diamond, Joe? What you got?
He's got to plug back in.
Yeah, what?
What
said, bring
antenna
that
is
bad
that?
boy to Huntsville. I'll take it off your hands.
I think I'm actually going to use that.
Oh, okay.
The
Because-
one I've got hooked up is ancient. This thing works great still, and it's got to be 25, 30 years old.
Yeah, since it's got, it's not really made for any HF bands though.
No. It's good receive on, was it 25?
Yeah, I think
25
they
megahertz?
list it like 25 to 1.3.
Something like that. So
Yeah.
So,
But I figured I do have a couple extra HF radios sitting back here and some VHF. It'd be good to hook up when I'm messing with a new VHF or something. And
Yep.
so
Yeah.
I think I'm actually going to put it up on a 20-foot pole or so.
I have not made a satellite contact on mine, but I have heard myself coming back through, so I know it works. The problem with using a disc cone for satellite is you got to have a pass that's fairly low, or not. I always get it wrong. Low
Over your head.
over your head, maybe because of the radiation pattern.
Yeah.
I don't
was gonna
remember
say,
which
we
way
watched-
it is.
we watched the ISS fly over last night before the club meeting. So that was pretty cool.
But yeah, it works great for 2 meters. I've used it as a scanner antenna.
You want to hear the bad part about working birds?
It's,
Working birds is just like playing golf.
okay.
You go
We're
out
waiting.
and you play golf and you take a couple of lessons and you hit one amazing drive and you're like, oh, I can do this, right? And then you spend the rest of your life chasing that one drive again.
Mhm.
I came home from the Fort Wayne Ham Fest in November. I bought an elk log periodic. I assembled it in my front deck, grabbed an app, found the satellite coming over. I aimed my antenna up at it, make a QSO with it. Oh, this is easy. I have yet to make a second one.
Wait, Carlos. How about you are sitting in a drive-through, Bojangles drive-through, getting breakfast, and make a contact off the ISS off a signal stock.
That's
The car
amazing.
radio.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Gotta love
make-
that.
You make a short, you put it up on your YouTube channel. And
Yeah.
you tag Frank in it. Sorry,
Poor
Tank. Had to do it.
Eric in the chat says of Vertical's antenna is not great for satellites. No,
it's
they
not.
may not be great, but they don't mean don't try it, because my only 2 sat contacts that I've made and got a QSO from one to do was in Texas. I was using my 14 element 2 meter beam on top of my tower and transmitting UHF through it and receiving on a 2 meter vertical so I could hear myself in the contacts, and made 2 contacts on set.
Hey,
Very good.
I'd have been out of luck if it was a high elevation, but it was a low elevation pass, so kind of in
Right.
the low or in the cone
The butter zone of your antenna.
the butter
setup.
zone. There you go, Jim.
well, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking about getting a As-L rotator.
Well,
put it
I'd
on my
love one, but
shed,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
so it's not on my tower, but put it on the shed on a tripod mount
Yeah.
and let it chase the birds for me.
That
Would
would
be
be
nice.
ideal. Would be to have one of those, and I'd love to have one, but you need a mast that can hold all that crap, and the right antenna for it. I might do an egg beater, M2, I think.
Okay.
Halibut
Makes-
has
makes,
an egg beater
an
antenna
egg
that
beater.
they're selling.
Yeah. He's got
Who? Halibut?
Halibut Electronics.
Yep.
Yes.
Our buddy Mark.
Yes. Yes, that guy. Smitty? Is
Smitty.
it-
Yep.
Yeah. And M2 also makes one, and it's a dual egg beater setup. Sean Kutzko did a video on his channel with Ward Silver, and they put up the dual egg beater setup on Ward's house.
Okay.
And it's basically the same kind of thing. It's 2 egg beaters, one tuned for 2 meters and one for 440.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a receive amplifier in a box, and the diplexer and all the crap, and then they ran the cable down into Ward's house. And it was actually a fairly simple setup. It's probably better than a dipole because of the polarization on the egg beater.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still going to be limited because you've got to have a pass again that's in the butter zone.
Now, did they do that at his house or the contest station?
I don't know. They were on top of a roof of something that looked like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was the house or what. It looked like somebody's house.
Well, the contest station, I think, is an old house.
Okay. Well, then it may have been. They didn't mention that, or I don't remember them mentioning it. But
I'm thinking probably there just because of the grounding set up there.
maybe.
There's enough copper around there that there's a reason it's not listed on where it's at. Yeah.
It was like a 2-story house they were on top of. So
That might be his house then.
I think it was Ward's house. I wouldn't swear to that. I don't remember. But the point was, a dual egg beater setup is fairly straightforward.
Yep.
Without the cost of, the As-L rotator, which would be just bitching. But
Yeah.
that's more crap to break or get blown over. Or
And hey, we got the birthday boy in here.
Hey, Richard.
How are we doing,
Richard.
Gentlemen, what's up?
Ready or not, here you are.
Wow.
I just
Well,
got your message about you being ready.
Wait a minute, man.
Wait, what?
Are you at the house for your birthday?
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm actually sitting in my easy chair.
I didn't know you
I've
lived
never
in a
seen you there.
house. I thought you lived in that truck, son.
As much
what
as that
you
truck
expect,
cost, I would.
son?
They let you sit at home occasionally?
On occasion.
On occasion.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go back to truck tomorrow.
Now, where are you at right now? Are you in Texas?
Missouri.
No, I live in Southwest Missouri. I'm about an hour
Missouri,
southwest
okay.
of Springfield.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cold up there. No.
You got snow?
It's like 10 above, and we got a couple inches of snow.
Yeah. We got no snow, just cold.
I get a few choice words for that weather.
Yeah.
So
No doubt.
Steve, I agree.
Yeah.
sorry, just that's a hard pass.
No doubt.
Anyway, everyone in the chat that wished me a happy birthday, I do want to say thank you guys. You have no idea what that means to me. Warms the old cockles of the heart. You know what I mean?
Yep.
How old did you say you were?
51 today.
51.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're a lot younger than I was thinking you were. Very
Oh,
good.
gee, thanks.
We're not women. We can say that kind of thing.
I know, but still.
You old
Jim's never
geezer.
been known for pep talks. You know, motivational
right.
speakers. Yeah,
It's the
He
Chicago
doesn't have
way.
much of a bedside manner.
It's the Chicago way.
Well, we'll get that Chicago out of you eventually.
Yeah, I've been down here since '85. It hasn't worked so far.
Damn it. Bless your heart.
I know what that means, you jerk. Oh man.
Goodness.
Well, Mr. Richard, how's it feel to be young?
I feel like I'm on a downhill slide, Carlos.
Look, it's all up here, man. I tell people I don't act my age. I act like I'm 13, and you know what? I still have fun like I'm 13.
Right?
Yes, you do. You
I can
absolutely
testify
do.
to that. You guys were talking about Carlos, or Steve threw Carlos's call sign there in Huntsville.
Mhm.
How about working Hotel India 8 Delta?
Trying to work Hotel 8 India Delta. Uh-huh. And then you walk up and
I
get him first shot.
Walk up, threw my call sign twice. He goes, "Hola, mi amigo."
Yep.
But Steve warmed the antenna up for you.
Yeah.
Now you guys,
I think we were on the
all
Delta
y'all.
loop at that point.
Well, you weren't, Joe, but you guys, the rest of you guys were at Dayton, right? I know Carlos. I know you were. The story's about you. Carlos was jumping. I think it was his first jump, and me and Ape and Chuck and T.O. and a bunch of other people were eating pork chop sandwiches because you know the Ape loves a pork chop sandwich. And Carlos was doing a jump. And I heard several people key up and try and call him. And Steve the man has a real job and he has a good YouTube channel and he carries around a $23 Baofeng.
If it works, it works, man.
It was the extended battery Baofeng, I think, with a signal stick on it.
Okay, so $40 Baofeng at that point.
$40, but at least $39.95.
Doubles the price of the Baofeng.
Right?
It does.
Because of the signal stick.
I was going to say the signal stick is that much.
And damn, Chuck, give me the radio, Steve. Because Steve was talking or eating or whatever. None of us were trying to call Carlos at that point. And Steve hands Chuck the radio, and Chuck goes, "KK6 USY." Damn, Carlos right back at him like he was waiting on him. I'm like, "You old geezer, how did you?"
Well, so, Jim, the kicker for that is, Chuck held the frequency for Carlos on one of his first 20-meter jumps. I think it was Chuck, myself, and Daniel just having a conversation, waiting for you to get airborne.
Yep.
And somebody on the ground called jumpers away on the frequency, and we all just went dead silent, waited for you to call. So
yeah, man,
I think
I
still have
cheated.
the
I
audio
waited
of
till I got back to the hotel and stuck my 500 in the truck, and then I waited till you hear Carlos. Let's see, power to
50
nuclear.
watts at him.
Zow, you hear me now?
Wait. I do have a big ass Yagi that I got from a silent key over on the side of the house. I may have to put that on the tower.
Well, see,
2 meter pointed up north.
I kept threatening to do that to Carlos at Huntsville. So I've got an Arrow and I've got a 2 meter Yaesu that's 65 watts. And I ended up not bringing it. But
punch 100 watts.
I was gonna say, what's that? 13 dB of gain,
right? And I'm like, that ought to make Carlos pretty much glow on the way down. So
I have attempted with my 14 element on the tower. I've pointed it toward his jump zone when he was jumping up in Illinois.
Yeah.
I never heard him say anything on stream. So
now, Carlos, where did I tell you that you actually broke the squelch on me on the truck on like 2 meters? Where was I?
I was in Rochelle.
Yeah,
you was jumping in Rochelle.
Richard, I want to say you were well west.
Yeah, I was Utah, Washington.
Yeah,
Utah.
Out of town on 2 meters. Holy crap!
On 2 meters, he literally broke the squelch. I couldn't make him out, and I wasn't
Okay.
going to try to. I wasn't going
Still.
to try to make
Um,
contact. I didn't figure I'd get back to him.
N8
But that was
YO
from
pointed a
10,000
pointed a 13 element beam at me from Michigan. Well, and he did it on a horizontal polarization, and he was still 5'9" and just complete dead, like full captivation on the FM.
Well,
Wow.
one thing I didn't mention when I pointed my beam towards you, I had the 300 watt amp on as well, but it still didn't throw it far enough.
Must have been a couple clouds in the way or something that day.
There's no telling. Probably bounced off a water tower somewhere.
Carlos is sterile now, but yeah, okay.
Wait, have you seen that harness? He was sterile before. I mean,
Right. So you're not jumping during this kind of weather, right? You're grounded for a while on the jumping.
They don't jump during the winter. It's perfectly safe and fine to do it in winter, right? You're going to be cold.
I'm thinking about that ride up to 13,005 with the door open. No.
The door's closed.
Door's closed most of the time.
The door's closed. You have the heat on, believe it or not. The plane has a heater. But the moment you open that door, it's actually warmer up top right now than it is on the ground.
What is your jump? What speed are they flying at? What's your airspeed when you guys bail?
They give us 80
down
knots.
to like 80 or something. Yeah,
they give us 80 knots on the door on average. So, planes with low stall speeds are ideal for skydiving. A Caravan, a Skyvan. Actually, no, Skyvan is a terrible. We use it for skydiving. It's a terrible because you cannot slow that thing down. If you slow it down, it's going to fall.
Yeah. It's a brick.
Twin Otter.
A Twin Otter.
I had a buddy who flew an Otter for jumpers.
I think the stall speed on a Twin Otter is like 37 knots.
It's the hamster can run faster. Yeah.
And I mean, Carlos, once you come out of the airplane, you can hit 130 knots.
Right.
Oh yes.
If you have the right person strapped
for a minute or two.
For a minute, no more. If you go more than a minute, you go splat.
149 mile an hour, wasn't it?
Oh, Carlos, by the way, whenever you saw me turn my head, I was actually asking April if she definitely wanted to jump with you. She's saying Huntsville.
Cool. Let's do it at Huntsville. We'll weather permitting, I'll be jumping at Huntsville, and we'll just get some parachute mobile stuff action going.
Are you gonna try and are you going to Orlando?
No, I can't go to Orlando. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work out.
So, what'd you do in Orlando that makes you not be able to go to Orlando?
There are warrants, probably.
Warrants in Florida.
I used to live in Florida. That's all I'm going to say.
Wait a minute.
So the Florida man story
FDLE is still looking for him.
There is a difference.
Florida man moved to Indiana.
There is a difference between having a warrant that's not extraditable and extraditable. There's that fine line. That's all we're going to say.
Carlos knows where that line's at.
What's up, I jumped in at a good time, didn't I?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brothers. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I had to take one.
We got 20 minutes left. The perfect time for your introduction.
It'll take 20 minutes. We'll end the show.
Look at here. Izzo is in a different seating position as well. Are you at your house?
Are you inside?
This is the dining room. This is what I call the King Arthur table here. This is my favorite dining room table. It's all solid wood. You add a leaf, and we can put, I think, 10 people around it. There's been a lot of great memories on this table. Besides giving birth to a kid or any other
on the table.
There's been a lot of great memories around the table. He means
around the table, right? On the table, we don't need to know about Izzo. Because you just literally said your kid was born on the table. So I'm like, I am not eating at your house.
And I ate dinner on that table.
That's right. That classifies as some great memories, right, Steve?
It does. It does.
It absolutely. So, but no, yeah, I'm inside. I looked at the clock, so I had one of these. Very interesting. My son is in the process of getting his driver's license, and here in the state of Connecticut, it is mandatory when you do these classes. There is a mandatory 2-hour Zoom session. the parent must be in full Zoom, full camera view with the participant at all times. It's very, very strict. So they say. So I was doing my parental family obligations,
So
and it was cool. I actually learned a couple things too. So
you couldn't
cool.
sit back there in the background watching the Clubhouse on your phone and
Well,
laughing.
Right.
and-
I mean,
I
that's
was
what a
going to
true
do that. I
professional
swear to
would have
God,
done.
I was going to put the phone in the back of the laptop and just mute everything. But then, of course, I can't mute it. Then I was going to stick something in my ear. My original plan was to be in the tent having a cigar while this is going on, and him here sitting in this seat. But you can't. You got to be in the same room. I didn't want to bring the kid in the tent and have a cigar with me. He's too early for that. He's too young for that. Not yet.
Give him a couple more years.
Exactly. But
What is it? 18 up there?
for what? Smoking? Or
Yeah.
I think the federal age is 19. Yeah.
Maybe is it
21
19
now.
or 21? Who knows around?
I
This
don't
is
know.
Connecticut too, man. Connecticut and California, man. They may be very similar to stupid stuff.
It's all 21 here. So
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you can
I thought
join the
smoking was
military.
18.
You can join the military and die for your country
But you
or
can't
somebody
smoke a cigarette.
else's, but no cigarettes and no beer for you.
well, Jim, in the military, they're making the decisions for you, which is what they're going for. You got to be 21 before you make your own decisions like that, man. If they make
But
it for you, it's okay. right?
But
I
made
said
the
that in
decision-
1982.
I made the decision to join at 18, or actually at
Right.
17 for me.
Right.
yeah.
But in 1982, so I graduated in 1982. In 1981, when they were changing all the laws and everything, I'm like, that's what Jim exactly said. I said, I don't understand. I can write that blank check to the United States of America, and you can send me around the world, do what I got to do, follow my orders, but I can't have a beer. I mean, if this is not the most ridiculous comprehension of excuses and reasoning,
or buy a pew pew in a lot of places, unless you're 21.
Mm-hmm.
But I made the decision when I was 17 that we would just drive to Wisconsin and get our beer, and they never checked our IDs because we looked close enough to 18. No one gave a shit in Wisconsin.
Well, this baby face never passed for anything. So,
Right.
So I want to know. I posted tonight on Twitter that we were going to talk radio, or we were going to give you the greatest snow job. What happened over the last 2 hours?
We talked radio.
We talked radio,
So-
believe it or not.
So nobody got a snow job then. Nobody got the snow job. Everyone got the radio stuff. Okay.
Well, I did talk about having to scrape ice from the shack door so I could get in here tonight. So
Joe Brett
believe
showed us a video of him falling down that his wife thoughtfully took for us.
I saw that.
Thank you, Noel. That was great.
I saw that on break. I saw that on my break. I saw Joe posted it in our private chat. Very interesting weather up here that we got over the last 24 hours, 18 hours. So we're going into the flash icing freeze stage of it right now. So anything that did melt is freezing. Anything that did fall is going to freeze. So it's a very interesting. My tent started going down a little bit. I quickly went outside and pushed it up, and the snow just went poof like a big volcano. And but it's that thing is holding up real good. I'm on my third season now, so that thing is holding up real good. So good
Snow
quality.
volcano.
Yes, what I call the snow volcano, because it collapses, Richard. So when I want to, and I run a tarp over it.
Right.
So all I gotta do is just push up the middle, and you also hear push. So to the Eskimo people, the Eskimo manufacturers, you did a great job in your R&D and your production lines of some quality products there and materials. So
Yeah.
thank you.
So federal age for smoking now is 21.
Yeah.
It is 21.
But you can
Christ.
vote when you're 18. You can join the military
At
when you're 18.
Actually, it's 17.
17. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, personally, if they're going to change the voting age, I think they ought to change the voting age to like 35 at least.
Well, wait. I'm confused. 17 to get in the middle. What with the parental signature?
consent? Yep.
Parental consent, you can go active at 17.
Okay.
And I think your birthday has to be within a certain time of you
Probably.
going active duty, something like that. But
Well, I mean, those are usually what the recruiters call hug and ship. They walk across the stage, get their diploma. They hug their parents, and then they're on the
Yeah.
bus the next morning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the guys are prompting me in the chat here. They want me to know what a snow job is. I'm not. Listen, guys, we've only got what 13 more minutes, and I'm gonna be an altar boy tonight. I'm gonna be your poster child altar boy tonight.
I have video of Izzo behind a snowblower.
Yes.
You
Someplace.
guys familiar with an Instagram account called Gen X Speaks or Gen X Talks, something like that?
No, I haven't seen that one.
No,
I'll
I've
have to
only
look
got
it up.
half
Do I
dozen.
need to look it up?
Carlos.
Find it. You will laugh You will laugh a lot about it. But in one of them, he explains real easy to his son why it is that we can, join the military and yet still not have a beer or smoke. And it's simple. When you're 18, your mind is still very malleable, and we can put you in the system and train your butt and make you eager to go kill people.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you're 21, you're a lot harder to convince of that stuff. Same thing applies. We're not going to let you make any fun stuff until after you're 21.
I figured out this year I'm going to be 60. And I'm like, I don't care. I mean, there's certain things I care about and certain things I just don't care anymore.
Amen.
Does that come with age, Jim?
It comes with age. The
Age
list of things
maturity?
The list of things I give a crap about is getting smaller and smaller. My daughter was here this weekend, and she doesn't have a boyfriend yet, but I've told her, baby, I'm 61. I don't fear going to prison anymore for killing somebody if they mess with you. I get 3 hot meals and a place to sleep. I don't give a shit.
Life in prison's not that much of a deterrent. Huh?
Hey Jim,
Right.
when my daughter brought over her boyfriend, and he was a good kid. And I love this kid. He's part of our family. They've been dating now for about 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
I love this kid. He is my son. I don't believe in that word in-law. He is my son. However, as a father to my baby girl, I had to just let him know. I couldn't show. That's called the poker face, I think. Mm-hmm. And I told him I wanted to clean my my Sig, a P320 in front of him. I was told I can't. Okay, so but I had on The Godfather when I was smoking a cigar. The only thing I amended to that was about going to prison. Again, I just said I had no problems going back again. And the poor kid's face, but I felt it was an obligation because I'm like, someday if you marry my daughter and you have children, and if you have a girl, I want you to remember my speech, and I want you to pay it forward to the next gentleman caller who dates your daughter, my grandchild, and this is how we keep the legacy of strong, appropriate manhood.
I was going to share my gun collection. Let him look at it. He's not going to touch any of it, but
that's right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I was watching one of those stand-up comedians, Matt Rife. He does good crowd work. But there's a dude in the audience he's picking on, and a guy just got out of prison after 5 years. And he said, I brought my daughter for her birthday. And he's like, poking at him like, oh, wow, what'd you get her the last 4? But anyway, so then it's meant, he said he went to jail for, anyway, it was narcotics. But then they mentioned she had a kid. And so the comedian's like, oh, how old's your kid? She said 5. And he goes, what'd you really go to jail for, dude?
Wow, Jody.
The baby daddy wasn't sitting there with him. So I thought it was pretty good dad line there.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey Joe, I gotta give you credit. You mentioned a while back on the show here, and for those of you who have not seen this YouTube, he's a sheriff in Arizona. I believe it's called Fridays with
Frank.
Fridays with Frank.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest traffic stops and watching ignorant people be even stupid. It is amazing of the ignorance level of comprehension of how you can twist the laws in your brain to make it okay.
Yep.
And he is the nicest guy. He is respectful, but the man does it by the law. And it's I give this guy a lot of credit. I give Frank, Deputy Sheriff Frank, a lot of credit for what he does, what he has to
Frank
deal with.
Luke or something.
No, it begins with an S. Skull.
Yeah,
But anyway, guys, watch it. Go to YouTube, watch it, and you'll be laughing your ass. But in some cases too, it's also on the flip side of the coin. It's kind of sad that this is the mentality of some people.
Well, along with that, look up Polk County. Sheriff Grady Judd.
Yeah, I've heard about him. Mm-hmm.
Grady's a great guy. I actually know him personally, and he will put out on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram when he's doing his stings. And what the sting is going to be, and the amount of people he collects, and not just your typical run of the mill people, but politicians, other police officers, from either his county or the surrounding county. He's caught his own guys in stings he's doing. That's how stupid can you be? There was a department-wide email that went out that this was going on.
Every time you run something like that, there's always going to be a high-profile name, at least one.
Oh, at least one.
So Richard, be careful. Richard, be careful if you're driving through that area. All right, my friend.
Right.
Hey, I'm not that high profile.
So, Brett, have you ever popped any high-profile people?
Not on the national level, but yeah, I've come across some names before. I went and sit down with the boss and be like, "You're going to need to know about this one. I'm going to need to prepare you for what's about to hit your phone." So,
oh man, somebody mentioned, I think it was Phil Muth mentioned the Bill Engvall threat, the daughter situation. Whatever you do to my baby girl, I will do to you. So,
that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I watched that again just a couple weeks ago.
Since he said that, I'm going to go find it and watch it again because it was
Scotch
classic.
glass.
Yeah, Jason, Grady Judd, Polk County, Florida.
Hey, Jim, I had to leave last night's show. Did Chuck successfully get on DMR last night? Really? Wait. That means so much. I don't know. Does that mean Lord help me for what?
Yes.
The holes I had in my tongue.
So we got Chuck's Pi Star working finally. Even though we had to cheat that because Chuck didn't have a DMR ID, so we had to use the codes.
Was that a faux pas? Was that a good explanation of a oh shit?
Right.
We forgot the prerequisite for this, or we thought
what kind of guy shows up to a DMR show without having his DMR ID already, man?
It's nuggets. It's nuggets though. You're not supposed to do any pre-work.
There's some things like that. Chuck is just probably. I'm
He
going to
was
defend
busy
Chuck a
making
little
We love
bit.
Chuck.
Yeah.
He
was making it timid. I already backed up the truck over him once tonight, so I'm, but.
But it's sort of like coming.
with
It's
that
like
steamroller.
sort of like going to a gunfight with like Choco sticks. Come
Right.
on. I mean,
Right. Right. Yeah. Don't bring a starship to a wormhole fight. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Come on.
Carlos, you weren't paying attention. That was funny, son. And
Sorry, there's stuff happening here.
right.
Carlos is nursing a black guy.
So,
we got. Why he's talking back to the wife.
We got his Pi Star working, and then the next mission was to get his radio programmed, and that first him and Steve, I stepped away for a while, and him and Steve, when I came back, him and Steve were on the front panel. So Steve is telling Chuck what to hold on the front panel, and of course Chuck's trying to hold the radio and program simultaneously. I said, let's get the CPS where we can see it on the screen and we can all look at what's going on. And we did, Jody, and I know because Chuck has no idea what he was doing, and I'm not making fun of him. He's just never done it. So
Chuck did great. He did do that.
He was following the instructions, wasn't he?
He didn't tell me to, which I probably would have. So,
I'm glad that dropped out right then.
And what's your past your 8 minutes, right?
Yeah, we are. We are.
And this is kind of an R-rated show most days anyway.
Yeah.
So
No.
so we got the CPS loaded and installed, and then we could never get it to communicate with the radio. We went through the CPS, we made the code plug, which is fairly easy for the few things he had, but we could never get to communicate with the radio. And then I had to do work stuff. My boss called me and I bailed, but I think they were punching out when I was bailing.
And right as Jim bailed, we had changed the COM port number, and it worked. we lowered the. I believe that's right.
No, I was still on the stream when we did that. It never did work. We changed the COM port number.
I'm telling you, as soon as you left the damn screen,
get out of
here.
The
radio programmed. It was just delayed.
Team replay.
Hallelujah.
He sit there and left it alone, and all of a sudden Chuck goes, "Oh shit, it did something."
Okay.
And we look on it, we bring his screen back up, and it's showing everything it programmed, but he never showed the radio again. And T.O. clicked the button. So
I'll tell you why I like
might have
last
been there
night's
for
show.
that, but
I'll tell you why I like last night's show. So T.O. has a video, and I'm sure other guys do, of how to do that. And I was watching that a few weeks ago. But obviously, for T.O.'s video session that he did, it's T.O. tells you let it download. Last night we were watching live of watching it download, and there is a time element in here. So I think sometimes, and this is no fault of T.O., this is for anybody who makes videos. When you're actually doing it to when you're following the instructions on the stream, there could be a whole time continual difference. If that's the right word, continual. But I thought it very interesting that, again, so if I was to move forward in buying this device, I need to have some patience and just let some stuff download.
Wait.
It could take 30 seconds to minutes to whatever.
You're saying T.O. tells everybody to wait on patience, right? Did you see his Starlink video today?
No, I was.
Where
I was
it
working
took
on
him
that.
like 6 times to try to put the Starlink into bypass mode because he wasn't patient enough with it.
No.
But he does show you how to get Starlink on 12 volts. So that's
all right.
There's that.
Chuck did a great
I saw
job.
he dropped the video. I haven't seen his video yet.
I had nothing better to do at work.
Steve gets frustrated easily with poor user interface. It's about as bad as I do with the stuff sometimes. So,
but he loves typing this in Linux, and that's
hang
a
on.
good user interface.
Hang on, then he shouldn't be in radio because all modern every single radio we have is
got a poor user interface.
Sucks.
Good point, Carlos.
No, ICOM is great, man.
Yeah,
ICOM is about the exception to the rule, right? But
it's
everything
less
else,
annoying than Yaesu.
I like my Yaesu radio, but it's the menu system is so stupid buried. It's just like, what in the world are we doing here?
I agree.
I love my 857.
I got to thinking about I got to thinking about that the other day about the menus, because like what ICOM says they don't do actual APRS because it's not a commercial oriented or something.
It's not what Japan uses.
So, but if their menu systems is generally the favorite or easiest for hams to navigate, well, that's not commercial based, because commercial stuff's horrible to navigate because you can't do it from the front screen, and you got to have CPS and 5, just like Nuggets last night, because DMR is commercial based, but
that's how it started.
I got to think about that. I'm like, that's a little contradiction there.
So hey, let's just in all fairness to the word DMR, let's just remember this, okay? Motorola created Turbo, TRBO, and that not for public safety, but it was meant for Board of Education, Public Works, where one of the time slot could be used for AVL tracking, the other for voice or whatever. Okay, it was not meant for ham radio at all. But we, who like to experiment, decided to take this help me out, guys, protocol or invention,
godforsaken hellscape of a protocol.
Okay, and we decided to
stole
take
it from Motorola,
right? And we decided to take 20 pounds of stuff and put it into their 5-pound bag. Their 5-pound bag works extremely well. I have it in my town. It is 101% to this day after I think we're coming into 8 years now. This system has worked through so many disasters, weather conditions, you name it. It has worked. Watch,
yeah,
tonight's going to fail because I said it, but it works for how it was intended. I just think we as hams have got to be a little bit more careful with our words when we talk about is DMR better than D-Star, which is what remember Jim, you and I were going back and forth many months ago. I say find a system if you're looking for RF. If you're going to connect to an RF system in your area, make sure you have connectivity. I don't care if it's FM analog repeater to a D-Star, to a DMR, to a wires, to a Yaesu. What do you call that stuff? FT. Help me out, guys.
Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to say
YSF.
YSF. Thank you.
There you go.
Fusion. C4FM.
I don't like none of the digital modes. None of them. Because
why not? Why not, Joe?
You know, the Magnavox TVs came out years ago with this auto leveling so the commercials didn't blast your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, until Ham Radio Wilderness gets a auto leveled microphone.
Yes.
There's a challenge on the table.
Good God, man. He knocks pictures off my walls when he talks.
Well,
yeah.
I had to gut punch him there.
Joe, you just got to set up a radio system like that.
Hey, that's my truck. No, listen. I love listening.
Izzo's right. I mean, all the protocols work. I don't think there's a nickel's worth of difference between any of the protocols.
There you go. You're right.
At the end of the day, all it is digital, analog, and reverse.
Yes.
Analog your voice into the radio over the internet or a repeater that's connected to the internet or not. Doesn't even have to be on the internet, honestly. And D-Star, DMR, Fusion, they all sound the same. And I'm including P25 and NXDN and M17. And that'll probably make the M17 guys mad that I said that. But it's just a protocol. You still talk the same. One Striker Fired 9 is almost exactly like another Striker Fired 9. They ain't special.
I agree. And guess what? And if you do a little homework before buying any radio, find out what's in your neighborhood, what's in your county you have access to.
Yep.
If you cannot achieve the RF path from point A to point B, the rules do not change. Okay, you still need to get to the system clearly with enough signal to noise level. If you cannot, then you go with a dongle device. Now, your dongle device is what you guys were doing last night, Jim.
Yep.
Offer you other options, but you still have to learn it. Oh boy, you still have to learn it. So put that integrity and time and patience in learning it. And at the end of the day, I fully agree with you. I don't care whether I'm talking on D-Star, DMR, or FM analog, because guess what? I'm having fun. I'm talking with a group of guys, whether it's 2, 3, 4, or whatever, and we're either talking radio or we're just shooting this shit like how we're doing tonight. It's very simple. Let's not overthink this.
Exactly. You know, radio is radio, and ultimately, it's just a hobby, folks. If I'm having fun, what difference does it make?
No fun's allowed. Fun must be secure.
Carlos, do the parachute guys get into their little, this parachute is better than this one, or this thing on my arm?
Well, that's different, parachutes are kind of a lifeline.
Okay, well, you know what I mean.
I mean, his landings are kind of mandatory. He's going up is optional. The landing is mandatory.
Landings are not optional. But there are different brands of parachutes, and here I'm talking brands. We're talking Yaesu versus Icom versus Kenwood versus Alinco versus whomever, right? Mm-hmm. But ultimately, we're all flying parachutes. You know, I fly a slow parachute by default. That's what I like to fly. I have friends that fly race car parachutes, and when we're in the sky together, I look for them. I make room for them because if I don't get out of their way, they're not going to have a good landing, right? They need all the sky available. And you know what? I'm flying a slow boat. I don't care. I'll make room for them and let them have their fast swoop in. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, we still have a couple of beers together. We don't they don't beat on me for flying a bus, and I don't beat on them for flying a little my pee-pee's tiny, parachute, right?
The Corvette of parachutes, huh?
Oh, I was going to say like the four-wheel oversized tire of parachutes.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
the Carolina squad of parachutes.
Absolutely.
Ouch.
Owie.
Shots fired.
That's
That
right.
hurt.
So now the thing is, now the people that fly the tiny parachutes, right? They're very brand loyal generally. And those guys will get into each other just to rip each other. But at the end of the day, we all still have beers together. And we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Richard, I'm sure it's the same in the trucking industry. I don't know. Is a Peterbilt better than a Kenworth versus the Volvo versus? And let's talk trailers. Is a Great Dane trailer better than I don't know. I'm not sure of any other trailer.
You're talking
Go
like
up
Great
them,
Dane
man.
utilities, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, are guys really so? Sometimes I
Ford
think it
versus Chevy.
crosses a. I think it crosses a line sometimes. A brand loyalty to just. I got to pound my chest.
It,
I don't know.
well, me personally, I favor Kenworth.
Okay.
I personally drive a Pete 389 now. So it's not so much brand loyalty. I mean, those two brands are built by the same company. No harm, no foul.
Mm-hmm.
As far as trailers go, it's whatever the company wants to buy. So
And at the end of the day, because I recently purchased a Yaesu FT 891. I wish this radio could have came in ICOM. ICOM doesn't make it. So it was either buy something else or whatever, deal with it. You guys were talking before about the menu system. Yes, I have to learn a whole new menu system. Icons are a little bit different. ICOM, what I thought this ICOM did really doesn't do it. And again, I had to go back to the manual. Thank God for this advance. And so far I find the manual to be written very well. YouTube has helped. But again, it's a very interesting process. But I think at the end of the day, all these radios are being made in Japan. I think, right, guys? Help me out.
They're all made in China.
Or China, whatever it is. I don't care. I don't care where it's made. I'm having fun. All I do is I want to push that. I want to push the PTT, and
he wants to keep the mic and be able to make contact.
Yeah, I went on the Utah SDR network last night. And I was able to listen to my audio, and it was great. I fooled around with some adjustments. I did it right the first time, and it was but I still want others now. I want to start working others now, and I want them to hear me say, "Hey, Izzo, that doesn't sound like you. You sound like hell," But then again, you guys would probably say that anyway.
We'd say it just because it's us,
right? And then I'd be back in the menu system. Effing around with all the menus changing.
Like we do before stream usually. No, your audio sucks tonight. Come on.
Well, that's kind of like me. I finally got my sharing node up and running.
There you go.
So
I saw you message me the other day. I didn't even see it till it was like late at night, and I went to bed. Richard.
Yep, I was pulling my hair out trying to get this thing up and working.
Did you get it?
And, node 60419 is on the air right now.
Yay! All right.
And that's special thanks to Ham Radio Dude.
What is a Sherry node? I've heard that term. What does it give you, or what does it do for you?
It's an interface for the Pi with All-Star. You don't have to have Sherry to. Sherry is just a hardware box. Okay. It stands for something. I can't remember what.
SA818 amateur radio interface, I think is what it stands for.
That's it. The SA818 is the chip, and there's also a clone called an FRS something or other. But it's just an interface to go with a Raspberry Pi to get you onto to give you the hardware to run the All-Star software. And there's two different distributions of All-Star software, Ham VoIP and All-Star Link. It's kind of the same thing, just slightly different. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. And you don't have to use Sherry. You can. My first All-Star node was a 2-meter Alinco and a USB serial adapter dingus.
Oh wow!
See,
dingus.
That's one of two of my goals for last year. I wanted to get on All-Star. I want or be able to dial up and I don't know. Just too many things got in the way. So I don't know. Maybe this year, but I would really like to do that.
I never did a video on it. Freddie Mac has done a bunch of All-Star videos. I never did a video on it because I was trying to figure out what I was doing, and I didn't feel like trying to record it, do all the editing and all that. So,
Richard, are you using it while you're in the truck, around the country, or do you use it only at the house?
That's my plan right now. I've got it set up here at the house. I've still got to try to figure out how to actually transfer the internet connection over, because whenever I unhook it here and hook it up into the truck, that's going to be a problem, because this particular node requires a hardwire to get on a network that it doesn't recognize. And I'm using a wireless hotspot in the truck. So
you can set up your wireless, go through the setup, and you set the wireless on your node that you have right now. If you're not using wireless, it won't use it. If it sees the wired connection, it is going to use the wired connection. And if you move the node out in your truck, set it up for the Wi-Fi in your truck, Bob's your uncle.
Well, it would help if I had that particular information.
There's got to be a YouTube video on that.
Which information? I mean, that's
like the SSID and the actual password for the hotspot in the truck. It's
you don't have it?
It's in the truck now, and I'm sitting at the house. And I'm an hour away from the truck. So, yeah.
Well, there's your problem. Yeah.
You got to stay in the truck, my friend. If you just stay in the truck, everything will be great.
You find that out, then set up your Wi-Fi on your node that's in your house, and you can.
Well, I've got it set up on Wi-Fi here at the house. And I think Jim froze.
Fellas sure looks.
Oh, somebody get that picture. I want to see memes on that.
Joe, did you just blow his mind, or did he freeze?
you know he looks like a reverend right now, or on with a Sunday sermon going on right now. Look at him.
He ran out of internet minutes.
Yep. Joe, make sure you grab that screenshot.
Grab that screenshot, everybody. I want to see it. I challenge you. I challenge all our friends. Upload that stuff to Discord.
I have a diabetic dog that needs to go out, so I'm going to say 7-3DO. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for inviting me.
Bye, Carlos.
And we'll see you guys down the road. 7-3.
Peace, Carlos.
Because I think it's pretty much time to go around the horn anyway.
Yeah.
Sure. So. Yep. There went Jim.
Dadgummit.
Oh, you didn't get the screenshot?
I'll get it on the replay.
Okay. Richard.
Yo.
Birthday boy. What do you got coming up? What do you got going on?
Well, tomorrow go back to the truck, and I'll have tomorrow evening to try to figure out if I'm going to be able to run this All-Star node mobile. If not, the node will end up having to stay here at home. Well, actually, it'll ride with me, but it just won't be connected. But other than that, I'm looking forward to Orlando. The girlfriend's going to be with me this trip, and she's going to go down. She's actually going to try to test for her technician ticket in Orlando.
Okay.
And maybe get her a call sign before we get out of the state of Florida.
Depending on what day she tests, that's a possibility.
Right now, I'm thinking Friday. It'll depend on what she feels like.
Yep.
Whenever it comes down to the brass tacks.
Mm-hmm.
But get to go play in the snow a little bit.
There you go.
Not looking forward to that, but anyway.
Yeah. All right. Joe, you going to be able to make it out of the shack tonight, or are you going to have to sleep in there with the heater?
Yeah, man. Do you need a blowtorch? You need me to come over with a blowtorch?
I'll go out the window if I have to, so we'll be good on that.
That'd be a great video.
I want video
I want
of
that
that.
video. I want video of that.
I'm sure you got
Noel,
security
Noel,
camera
if
on
you
the window, right?
Noel, lock him in. Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, we'll be good. My challenge is the entire sidewalk back to the house is like caved. It's not level.
They'll walk on the grass.
It's mounded.
There is no grass. It's all ice. Every bit of it.
Okay,
Joe, what's the
real quick-
password to your security cameras?
Yes.
Joe, have you seen the Crocs with the snow shovels in the front?
It's funny you mentioned that. I really had to look that up today. Yeah, I've seen that. I don't like those kind of Crocs, man. But if they get them in the sandal version like I wear,
I was gonna say, did you see the cowboy boot
I
Crocs?
did, but I was not
did. I
interested
saw
after I
those.
seen their $200-something because
I
they're
saw
unattainable
those.
now.
There's also a video out there, and I forgot to upload it to our private area of all the bling of what they're calling the bling bling of 24
Yes.
for Crocs and everything. I'm like, really, folks? But someone's making money on this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's just like when that ICOM 705 came out and I bought it, I know I had to accessorize it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, here,
I'm waiting
just take
on
my
a,
credit card.
Waiting on a part for my 705 right now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, that will
Well,
be
Joe, be careful walking in tonight. Seriously,
Thank you, Izzo.
please be careful, man.
We'll be good.
Mm-hmm. I want you to text us. I want you to text us when you get in the house to make sure that you get home safe.
All right.
Izzo, what do you got coming up? What do you got going on?
I'm off tomorrow. I'm off Thursday. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really, really don't know what I'm going to be a free bird. Okay, just like Leonard Skinner, I'm going to be a free bird, and wherever the wind pushes me, takes me for the next 2 days. Hey, man, it is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been trying to study. I've been really, really trying to study for that extra, and I'm hitting. I don't think I'm in the proper mindset. I don't think I'm ready mentally. Just too many things are going through my head with stuff, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Nothing, nothing dark, nothing, doom and gloom. I just can't concentrate. I did what Shane did. I started taking just the practice tests. And then at the end, you could see where your successes are and where you have lots of room for improvement. I had a lot of areas of improvement. And then when I go into those areas, they're all that high-end technical stuff that I just don't really care. So it's more of a me issue. I'm not ready to just, but who knows? Who the heck knows? Something maybe next month will be a better month and whatever. But for the last 4 weeks now, I've been trying. But
when you're
I don't
ready,
know.
we got you taken care of.
I know where to find you, man. I'm gonna take this laptop. I'm gonna be in my bathroom, and I'm gonna say, "Let's go, man. Let's fire me up."
Yep. It's doable. It's doable.
And so, you're going to try to make Dayton this year?
No, there's just no way. As much as I would like to, I need 2 days there, 2 days back, and then 2 days, probably 2 days there. So that's 6 days. Let's just call it 7. I need to have a block of 7 days, and where I work and how my work schedule rotates, that's just doesn't happen. And I need to save up a whole bunch of time to make it happen. And it's just not. I would like to try. I really, really want to go to Alabama. But I got to see once again when college restarts of getting my daughter back up there. So it's a timing issue. I'm not making excuses, but they are on my bucket list. They are, Dayton will always be, or Xenia, whatever we're calling it today, will always be, in my opinion, a bucket list. But I want to go to Huntsville. I want to hang out with you guys. I just want to bring a box of cigars with me and just have fun. That's all I want to do is just have fun, just for a week. And that's probably that's probably going to be a 5 to 7 day, by the time I get down there. It's just where I'm located and how to get down there the fastest and easiest way.
Put your butt on an airplane. Give us a call. We'll pick you up.
That's what I'm thinking. Somehow just get into Nat. I think Nashville is my best airport.
Nashville or Atlanta? If you swing Atlanta, I can swing through Atlanta and pick you up.
Well, no, I was just right, and then just ride shotgun with you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got to talk about that. What's that? What did Don say?
Bring a big box of money.
Bring a big box of money.
Brother Don is right, because you know something? I just lied to you guys. I said just about he is absolutely right. You cannot just go there and just pay your admission fee and just have a soda and a hot dog, or you will find something that you're going to say. He is absolutely right.
Skip the
So-
soda and hot dog if you want money to buy something.
Many
that's the
hot
truth.
dogs and many sodas, right?
I put a pack of nabs in my pocket and then go, man.
Well, this is what
Carry
we
your
do.
own water in.
Yeah.
We keep the economy rolling, don't we? I would love
Oh,
to know
yeah,
how
absolutely.
we add to the gross national product.
Mm.
So, but Brother Don is right. Brother Don is correct. So,
Yep. So, I guess that brings us to me, doesn't it?
yeah.
So,
What's on your list, Steve?
Yeah. What's on your bucket list?
Like I said, starting the show, I'm working on getting a grooming shop opened up with a friend of mine, and the wife's gonna be working there. So we're getting everything lined up. Their opening day is Saturday. Got the business license and everything today. So that's
Excellent.
kind of
Good.
been top
Excellent.
priority right now, getting that going. Getting their website built up and everything. So that'll take care of that for us for a little bit. Hope to get some videos out here real soon. We'll see. No promises. Because
Hey, real quickly, let's just discuss, how did you make out with the storms? The tower, everything the antenna came down, no problems?
So I laid the tower down before the storm.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of stretched over my back fence right now because, you've got 17-foot elements on a step IR.
That's so big.
A lot of hay.
They reach a little bit. But I haven't put the tower back up. I got some Christmas presents that are going to get added to it. Choke to hopefully get the radio off of my stove on 20 and 10 meters. Thank you, Shane, for letting me know it affects me on 10 as well. Jackass.
The wife's trying to cook. She's trying to cook a roast or brownies, and the thing is,
No, we were actually out with the friend that we're working with over at the grooming shop, and when we came back, the stove was on 175 degrees and warm. And I texted Shane. I said, "Were you on the radio?" He goes, "Yeah, about an hour ago on 10 meters." I'm like, Jesus, now I got another band to worry about. So,
don't you hate it? Don't you hate it when the bands are open?
Well,
no one ever said that.
I took the back of the stove off. Yeah, and I was recording the whole thing. I've got video of it. And I put ferrites all the way across all the control cables. Just the snap-on ferrites.
Sure.
And I'm playing FT8 through the iPad on the radio. And nothing changed it. And I'm like, well, no sense in wasting all these ferrites on this thing if it's not going to change. So I took them all back off. And I've got a conversation going with some folks up at the league. I think it's actually going to be a redesign of the circuit board in that stove. So I'm probably just going to go buy a new stove and get rid of the Samsung. James, it's actually a gas stove.
Oh, shoot.
Which makes it that much more dangerous.
Okay.
So
we need to hide his comment then.
Yeah.
You cannot make a T-shirt out of that, James. I'm sorry.
But it's just Samsung. The league knows about the issue. Samsung knows about the issue, but they're saying there's nothing wrong.
Come on, Samsung, be ham friendly.
No, they're gonna
come on this show. Come on this show.
Burn somebody's house down first, and then
No.
maybe we'll get a lawsuit against it. So, but yeah, that's what's going on here. Like I said at the start, possibly going to be unemployed when I go to Orlando, and that's by design. Give me a few days off and then enjoy Orlando, come home, start a new job.
Maybe that's what I got to do then. That's how I get to go to all the Ham Fest then.
There you go.
I could take an early retirement.
No, you
actually
don't
get your CDL. Take truck to the show.
Oh, Richard, I told you I should have got my I should have got my CDL 40 years ago, 35, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I missed that lifetime.
So.
I should have, could have, would have. Anyway, that's another show.
All right, let me run down the list here.
Yeah, who do we have to thank tonight, guys?
Super chats.
Who do we have to thank?
Well, obviously, all of our supporters. Baofeng Army, Cigar Lounge, everybody. We appreciate you.
Dumpster Fire Boys here tonight.
The Dumpster Fire Boys were going pretty good. Let me take a peek over there, see who's in that chat still. If
Do
anybody.
they have the kerosene heater? It's cold outside.
There's only 3 of them over there, so it's getting a little thin, but we've been going at this for 2.5 hours.
I'm sure there's enough hot air blowing over there to keep them warm.
Yeah, Sam's in there, so it's all good.
Oh, wow.
Love you, Sam. But Daniel, thanks for the $10 Canadian. Frequency Frenzy, $5. Vern, 10. Four Wheel and Redneck from 5. Evan Barcheck with 10. And that was all the super chats tonight.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Awkward Wave. I'm hit the outro.
Bye, guys. See you all next week. Be safe.
You guys,
Stay
peace.
warm.
7
Steph R, we'll turn your stove on.